Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, King Engine of One Punch Man. Chapter 21. Wait until the mobs are completely gone. A teacher who had been beaten by a mob just now stood up angrily and pointed at Wang Feng and asked, "King, why did you let them go? They are a group of mobs. Letting them go is equivalent to letting the tiger go back to the mountain and killing more people. What kind of hero are you doing this way? Yes, this kind of social scum should be cleaned up quickly, otherwise more people will be harmed. Uncle King, why did you let the bad guys go? Wouldn't the hero defeat all the bad guys and protect the good guys?" Wang Feng frowned slightly, his face blushed slightly, and he left the great hall without answer. The accompanying Mike looked at Wang Feng's lonely figure and was very annoyed at the teacher and them. "Mr. King saved you. It's okay if you are not grateful. It is too much to sting Mr. King's heart with words. King, don't think you can escape. We will write a complaint to the association and hold you accountable. With our taxpayers' money, but not doing business, we will not stop there. I used to think of you as an idol, but now it's really the object of nausea, vomit, bah." Wang Feng has long since disappeared, and the teachers are still chattering. Mike rushed to his head in anger. "Enough, why did King let the thugs go? Can't you see it? King let go of the thugs for you." The teachers were frightened by Mike's roar and looked at the emotional Mike in a daze. Mike yelled at the teacher excitedly. "With the power of King, all thugs can be killed easily, but if the thugs all hold submachine guns in their hands, if they rise up to resist, how many of you and your children will die at gunpoint? Have you ever thought about it? King is the strongest man on the surface. No matter how strong the weird and how cruel the villain is, no one has ever survived under his hands, but today he just let go of the mob in order to save you. This is the first time that a gangster has left the King alive. This time it will be a stain on King's record, do you understand? King thinks about you so much, what have you done? Use your teeth." The sharp mouth stabs King's heart deeply. The damage caused by weirdos and thugs to King is far inferior to yours with a mouth. The teachers stared at the excited Mike in a daze, with a glimmer of enlightenment flashing in their eyes. It turned out that King was to save us and put stains on his perfect record, and we deeply hurt King's justice. What the hell did you do? Puff. The first teacher who accused Wang Feng knelt down suddenly, bursting into tears, crying loudly, "King, I was wrong. We were wrong too." The teachers lowered their heads in shame. Chi. In the toilet of the Sunflower Kindergarten, a sound of urination continued to float. Wang Feng exhaled turbidly. He was scared to urinate just now. Fortunately, he was calm enough to deal with the mob problem wisely. "Well, by the way, those teachers seemed to be very excited to ask me what is it? Oops, because I'm all focused on holding back my urine, I didn't hear clearly, and it was too embarrassing. How to answer after going back? Forget it. Just leave, lest it will be difficult to parry the children and teachers who adoring yourself. As for the hero propaganda activities, well, in this situation, the teacher and the children are so scared, who is still in the mood to listen to him make up stories?" He left the toilet and quietly returned to the car. After waiting for a while, he saw Mike returning with an angry expression. "Mr. King, are you okay?" Mike said excitedly. "I have already taught them, they already know that they are wrong. These teachers are still educators." Unable to see the deep meaning of Mr. King, he read for nothing. "Nothing, I can understand them. When everyone gets confused, they will regain their sanity when they calm down. Being a teacher, such a gaffe in front of the students will have a bad influence on the children. It is indeed necessary to educate them. However, such things as fanatical chasing of stars, ancient and modern, Chinese and foreign, two-dimensional and three-dimensional, he is embarrassed to blame these crazy worship of himself fans. Of course, one thing must be said, fanatic star chasing is not a must. A few days ago, there was also a fan of panties weirdo who fell into a coma and went to jail because of this. That was a tragic lesson. Here, I once again warned everyone to chase stars sensibly, for you, for him, and for everyone." Wang Feng thought so. Mike respectfully said, "Mr. King, you are the most generous person I have ever seen. Perhaps, only your invincible strength can be worthy of your kind of compassion." Well, Wang Feng did not answer, thinking that Mike was too rewarding. Isn't it normal for a star to forgive his fanatic fans? Hey, he is so embarrassed to praise me so much. After Mike sent Wang Feng to the railway station, he returned directly to the headquarters to report on what happened today. Wang Feng got on the train alone. Sitting on the train, he pulled out his attribute board. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level: Level 4. Experience value: 7131500. Stamina: 4. Strength: 3. Speed: 13. Defense: 2. Lucky value: hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points: 5. Skills: Liquid Jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points: 3. Cards: 1-star card Vaccine Man Young, 2-star card Fanta Freak, 4-star Freak Vaccine Man. Warm reminder: 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. Realized a skill. Wang Feng smiled with satisfaction. At that time, the situation was urgent. He used a 2-star card, Sprite Monster, and gained more than 1,000 experience. What surprised him was that he never comprehended the successful card character skills, and finally he won a prize. The power of the skill depends on the level. He continued to look down. After reading the reminder, his eyes lit up and he couldn't wait to ask the system, "Hey, system, what is the highest skill level? Are there any restrictions on adding skill points to the skill?" Ding! According to the system settings, the highest level of all skills is level 5, and the power of the skills increases as the skill level increases. However, the number of skill releases is affected by the host's physical strength. Each time a skill is released, the host's physical strength will be consumed. If the physical strength is insufficient, skills will not be able to be released. In addition, it should be noted that for host level 1 to 10, the highest skill level can be raised to level 1, 11 to 20, and the highest skill level can be raised to level 2, 41 to 50, and the skill level can be raised to the highest level is level 5. I have a sentence about MMP. I don't know if it's inappropriate. Wang Feng's eyes are dull, and the system settings are cheating. According to his observations, all aspects of the system are designed to correspond to the real world. For example, weird people have 5 levels of wolf, tiger, ghost, dragon and god, and cards also have 5 stars. There are 5 levels of skills, that is to say, level 1 skills are equivalent to the strength of wolf level monsters, level 2 skills are equivalent to the strength of tiger level monsters, and so on. Level 5 skills are equivalent to the strength of god level monsters. What makes him so popular is that the system abruptly limits his chances to improve his skill level. According to the system settings, before he is 10, no matter how hard he struggles, his skill level can only be LV1, which is equivalent to the strength of a wolf level monster. In other words, it is impossible for him to use his skills to sling the ghost dragon god. If he wants to have the strength to defeat the ghost dragon god, he can only honestly upgrade and increase his attributes. Just have a cannon, but no cannonballs. Of course, there is no use for him to improve his physical strength in the early stage, because of the skill level restriction, he can't help much. With a stroke like this, he knew where to add future attribute points. Before, he believed that the world of martial arts is only fast but not broken, so he added all the upgraded attribute points to the speed, but after a few weird crises, he found that there was no opportunity to play the speed of running. Therefore, he decided to add attribute points mainly to defense in the future. As the saying goes, let the storm beat the shore, I will stand still, let you add a sword and axe, I am not bad from King Kong. Humph, when my defense is at the full level, you can try to pull a hair on me, and if you can pull it out, I will lose. When Wang Feng returned home, Mike had already returned to the headquarters and reported today's knowledge to Ziki in the combat room of the War Department. When Wang Feng opened his mouth and spit out an energy wave that was as powerful as a grenade, Ziki's golden eyebrows wrinkled. Describe the activation process of the king's move in detail. Yes, Minister, Mike gushed. The situation was very critical at the time. The mob led the gun and prepared to shoot at Mr. King. He said that it was too late and it was fast. Mr. King suddenly opened his mouth. It was like a high-powered light bulb was plugged into his mouth. With the dazzling light, the next second, like a flashlight turned on, the light ball flew towards the mob's mushroom leader, blasting the opponent into serious injuries. Hey, brother, Wang Feng just spit on his mouth. How come he has become a wave of energy with radiance when he gets to you? Will nonsense be fined? Hiss. After listening to Mike's description, Sick and others took a breath. They had seen the superpowers of the tornado, the swordsmanship of the atomic warriors, the martial arts of Bangu, and the pure physical power of the superalloy black light. I have even seen the mechanical power of a metal knight, and I have also seen Flesh's ghostly speed and the pig god's big stomach that can swallow an elephant. However, the first time they heard about a hero who emits energy waves, and the last time it was confirmed that the king has superpowers, they found that the more mysterious the king is, the more intense it is. Collison, you are the person in charge of hero information management. Please verify what Mike said as soon as possible. After CIC calmed down, he ordered, if the information is not wrong, then King's stunt is named. The profound meaning of King Flo Qigong the Emperor's Mouth Cannon. The results of Collison's investigation on King's Emperor's Mouth Cannon came out very quickly, but the contents of the investigation report were very unsatisfactory. The teacher and the children responded with a mixed bag of 8 gate. Some said, at that time, I only saw King's mouth, and an invisible sound wave spread out like a water wave. The mob didn't even have a chance to react and fell on the spot. Invisible sound waves. Very good, very powerful. Some said, Lord King pouted at that time, and a big red heart kiss flew out and exploded beside the mob. This is a bit too much. Some said, I think King is like a god of creation. God said, there must be light, so there is light. King said, you deserve to die, so the mob fell. Are you the eldest brother? Or elder sister? Do you have to pay taxes on obscenity? Of course, in addition to the teachers who felt ashamed to King, they tried their best to speak nice things to King. They described King as rare in the earth and nothing on earth. There are also a group of innocent children in the kindergarten. Their answers are exceptionally uniform. Uncle King. Spit the bad guy. 1. A spitting mob. Sick glanced at the investigation report and stared at Collison. Do you think this statement is reliable? Collison pushed his glasses and said seriously, Minister Sick, I think the children lack knowledge of the world, and they lack considerable vocabulary reserves. They cannot use correct words to describe King's moves. From the children's point of view, only saliva comes out from the mouth, so I think the children's answers can only prove that King's moves are shot from the mouth, but it cannot be used as evidence of specific moves. However, the words of the teachers have their own opinions. So it is impossible to determine the specific moves of King. Well, what you said is very reasonable. Ziki smiled with satisfaction. Since I can't figure out the specific moves of King, then according to Mike's definition, it is officially named as the King's Mouth Cannon, which is on the official website of the association. Just write it like this. As one of the signature figures of the association, how can King's move be spitting? It is too low and affects the image, so even if the children say it is true, they will choose to ignore it for the benefit and image of the association. They are more willing to believe the exaggerated descriptions of Mike and the teachers, not to mention, with the strength of King, an exaggerated description will definitely be believed by the public. Therefore, there is no danger of being questioned. By the way, the promotional activities of the Sunflower Kindergarten were not successfully held. You can call King for me, and we will discuss again to see when we will conduct heroic promotion. Minister, just make a phone call to discuss this kind of trivial matter. King is so busy, which one of your eyes sees King is busy? He's clearly painful, it's not good for us to bother him. No, in addition to the hero promotion, I have another creative idea for shooting a new advertisement, and I must ask King to come over and discuss it. Minister, would you still dare to find King to shoot an advertisement? You are not afraid that he would destroy the headquarters? Collison smiled bitterly. Last time King warned them not to mess around. Minister Ziki is playing with fire. It's okay, this time I shot a serious hero propaganda ad. Sichi stared at King's investigation report, and a creative public service advertisement in his mind was gradually taking shape. Well, I'll let Mike pick it up. Collison reluctantly agreed, praying in his heart that Ziki would not faint, otherwise he would spend an extra every year buying jaw sticks for Ziki to go to the grave. Ding dong. Wang Feng was playing a game at home when someone rang the doorbell. Click. Mike. After he opened the door, he looked at Mike with a cardboard box in surprise. Why are you here? Mike looked at Wang Feng adoringly. Master King, Minister Sichi asked me to pick you up to the headquarters, and at the same time give you a letter of appreciation from the Sunflower Kindergarten teacher and the children. Wang Feng took the cardboard box and asked casually, "Oh, Ziki has something to do with me." Mike, the main reason is that this heroic propaganda activity was interrupted. The minister wants to talk to you about the restart plan. Well, just this little thing. Wang Feng greeted Mike to come in and sit down. Mr. Mike glanced at the second floor with no floor in surprise, and replied respectfully, "Oh, the minister seems to have other important matters for you to discuss, so let me come and pick you up." Well, anyway, being idle is also being idle. Wang Feng opened the cardboard box and looked at several thank you letters sent by the teachers and students of the Sunflower Kindergarten, and found that they were almost all apologies. Mike, I'll leave when I clean up. He moved the cardboard box into the sundries room, and glanced at the vaccine humanoid again, and found that the vaccine humanoid still had no response. He looked back depressed, and followed Mike to the Heroes Association headquarters. Oh city, seaside, humans full of desire, accept the verdict. Wow, the sea parted, and from the bottom of the sea came out a strange man 7 or 8 meters high. His body was shriveled like a corpse, his head had 4 sides, and his appearance was strange like an alien. Whack, escape. The stranger just appeared. The tourists on the beach suddenly screamed in panic and fled, but suddenly all fell softly, like a domino. From near to far, the stranger seems to exude a regular fluctuation. Any contact with this kind of fluctuation of people will all lose consciousness and fall into a coma. The weirdo stepped on the beach, without even looking at the fallen human beings, walked towards the center of O, leaving a series of huge footprints on the beach. Attention residents of City O, and residents of City O. The Heroes Association has urgently notified that ghost-level weirdos have appeared on the beach and are invading the city center. Currently, the Heroes Association is dispatching heroes to destroy the weirdos. Before the weirdos are eliminated, please everyone, stay away from the beach and go to the refuge. The weird alarm in downtown O issued an emergency notification. After listening to the announcement in horror, the residents of O City rushed to the evacuation center or other cities in a panic. However, once there is a large-scale flow of people, there will be congestion, traffic jams, crowded people, and the efficiency of escape is very slow. The weirdo came step by step and didn't kill anyone, but countless people lost their consciousness and fell on the street, looking from a distance, as if a farmhouse was drying rice. The strange man's left mouth kept murmuring, "Appetite," the back mouth shouted, "Kill thought," the right mouth smiled strangely, "River crab, desire," and the front face just sounded the trial, "Judgment." Where it passes, all humans will pass out, like a curse, no one can escape. Perhaps as it said, it is the judge of desire, whoever possesses the 3 desires of appetite, desire to kill, and desire. Everyone must accept the verdict. However, appetite is the basis for human survival, and desire is the basis for human existence. Basically every human being has these 2 desires. Unless a god, no one can escape one of the 2 desires. In addition, there is a killing thought on the back of the weirdo, which means that the person who moves the killing thought will also be judged. No matter who the killing thought is sent to, it may be the enemy or the weird person. Anyway, if you move the killing thought, you have to accept the judgment. It's so overbearing. In this way, rather than saying that the abilities of weirdos resemble a curse, it is better to say that it is a newly formulated natural rule, a rule for the destruction of all mankind. This is very similar to the vaccine man. Could it be an ambassador for the protection of the Earth? Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. War Room. Deep Dick. The staff are actively collecting information about the Desire Arbiter who landed in O City. The report, Minister Sick, the 3 A-level heroic philosophers who were commissioned to go to O City to eliminate the eccentrics, Doubtally and Stoic have lost contact, and the guess has been lost. After receiving the hero's message, Coulson immediately reported to CIC. What? I was talking on the phone the moment before, and lost contact the next moment. What kind of weird is this? Why is it so powerful? Ziki frowned. Contact the nearest S-rank hero and ask to go to destroy the weird. According to the latest hero positioning, the 10th superalloy black light of the S-class hero is Nero City. Do you contact me? Superalloy black light, possessing the most powerful body of an S-rank hero, is a rare bald powerhouse with no hair training, and possesses the terrifying power to destroy dragon-rank monsters. In the One Punch Man world, it belongs to the Bald Head Strong party. Connect. Maria knocked on the phone number of Superalloy Black Light. After the call was connected, Sick told Superalloy Black Light about the situation of the weirdo and asked Superalloy Black Light to go to destroy the weird person. Ha, weirdo, leave it to me. Just to show the effect of my recent muscle training, let me give a lesson to the ignorant weirdo who dares to invade the human realm. On the other side of the phone, the Superalloy Black Light confidently accepted. After half an hour, O City. The Superalloy Black Light stood at the intersection of City O, looking at the weird man who was approaching. He raised his head and chest, his face was confident, and his inner voice kept saying, "You must be confident on your face, you must stand upright, and you must be surrounded by cameras. Association, the people that are all looking at my perfect body, yes, they must be looking at my perfect body." He twisted his arm hard, his black skin muscles made a creak, and his face was hanging. Smile. Weirdo, hey, let my perfect muscles take care of you. As he said, he kicked his feet and rushed towards the weird person. However, as soon as he entered a certain range, his body stopped, his eyes were lost, and his face fell unbelievably soft. It's over, let people see the embarrassing side, how to live in the future. Minister Zeki, it's okay. Superalloy Black Light has lost contact. He has already encountered a weird man and fell into a coma. What? Superalloy Black Light failed. Is it possible that the disaster of the weird person should be the dragon? Zeki shook his whole body and stared in disbelief. The Superalloy Black Light was already one of the best heroes in the association's combat effectiveness. He was defeated without even resisting a few times. How strong is that strange man? How is the information collection of weirdos? He is very irritable. He has been engaged in the elimination of weirdos for many years. He has never seen such weird weirs. Once the staff of their association enters a certain distance, they will immediately lose consciousness and become vegetative weird state. Maria Wei, responsible for collecting information on weird people, reported, "Our people cannot get close to weird people. We can only use camera technology to observe them from a distance. According to my judgment, weird people have powers similar to curses. Curse and lose consciousness." Zeki knocked on the table sharply and said, "Immediately summon the S-rank hero to discuss the way to eliminate the weird person. By the way, wake me up from the nap tornado by the way." Yes, Coulson led out to arrange tasks. Because it was an emergency call, the association dispatched their military planes to the cities of S-class heroes and invited all S-class heroes to the headquarters to gather. Jace, contact the local government and request that drones be dispatched to take pictures of weird people at close range and observe more information about weird people so that we can formulate relevant countermeasures. Yes, Jace immediately contacted the local government to request the use of local military forces. According to scarce data, people could not get close to the weird, and naturally could not get more useful information. Only machinery can exempt the curse of the weird. Maria, call the camera near the weird person and try to collect as much information about the weird person as possible. If there is a major discovery, even report it. Clear. Maria flirted with her short dark green hair, and led her team to obtain a camera review of the weird person, summarizing the information displayed by the weird person bit by bit. Collison came back to report, "Minister, the plane has been arranged. I believe it will not be long before all the S-class heroes will arrive." Zeki nodded. "Okay, can you get in touch with the Metal Knight? From the current situation, I am afraid that only the Metal Knight robot can be immune to the curse of the weirdo. Approach the weirdo and fight with it." The Metal Knight, the hero ranks 6th in the S-class, whose original name is Dr. Beaufoy, a super mechanical genius doctor, with 4 big buck teeth, a sinister and insidious mad scientist. The S-class hero Tong Di was once his assistant. His own master has a lot of cutting-edge technology. The research and development of many ultra-era equipment of the Heroes Association and the construction of the hero headquarters are all from the hands of Dr. Poveri, a veritable Frankenstein. Can After Collison's affirmative reply, CIC said decisively, "Go to contact immediately, let the Metal Knight dispatch his mechanical team as soon as possible to eliminate the weird people." Yes, Collison was ordered to contact the Metal Knights and report back later. "Minister, the Metal Knights have agreed to take action. He will send more than a dozen newly developed combat robots to deal with strangers." According to him, each of his new combat robots has destroyed the fighting power of ghost-level weirdos. "Well, I hope to successfully solve the threat of the weirdo." Zeke was very worried. The weird people who appeared this time were too weird. He couldn't guarantee that the robot team of Metal Knights would be able to eliminate the weird people. Oh city. Yo, there are some nasty little things here. Destroy them. A human toy. Quack, you can finally move your muscles and bones. The Metal Knights robot team is very fast. Under the order, like a small plane soaring into the sky, it arrived in O City in more than 20 minutes and surrounded the weird people. These robots are like Gundams, with broadswords on their backs, rocket launchers on their shoulders, and their hands and feet are as flexible as real people. Here, more than a dozen robots sounded mechanically cold, their shoulders stretched out their barrels, and the flames lit up. Shoo, 70 to 80 rocket launchers lost out, drawing brilliant trajectories in the air. Rumble, with a crackling sound like firecrackers, the weirdo seemed to be covered with neon lights, colorful flashes, and fires raging. An attack like an ant. Hee hee, fun and fun. I can't help myself. Tickle, good technique. The four faces of the weirdo spoke, mocking every word. The increased power of the Metal Knight robots that can eliminate the ghost-level weirdos did not have any effect on the weird in front of them. Slap. The weird slammed up, and the half-meter large palm on the left grabbed the robot's ankle and pulled it hard, crashing. The robot's thigh was torn off directly. Boom. The eccentric succeeded with his left hand, and his right hand was also unwilling to show weakness. He pinched the neck of one of the robots and slammed them in the direction of the other robots, slamming the two robots. The threat of the enemy has increased, and fight freely. The remaining robots suddenly drew out the sharp broadswords behind them, and rushed up without fear of death. Boom, boom. However, no matter how many rats there are, they won't be able to bite the elephant. Instead, they will be trampled to death by the elephant. Within a few minutes of effort, the entire army of more than a dozen robots of the Metal Knight was destroyed, indicating that after the superalloy black light of soy sauce, the Metal Knight also successfully won the defeat. A boring battle. Our duty is to destroy mankind. Desire is sin, accept the trial. Upstairs, you said the wrong line, it's a verdict. The weirdo did not look at the remains of the robots scattered around, and continued to move in the direction of City A. Report to Minister, the whole army of the Metal Knight robots has been destroyed. This means that the association's plan to use robots to eliminate weird people has failed. CIC thumped the table anxiously. Collison, urge the staff who go out and invite S-rank heroes to speed up. Okay, Coulson led away. By the way, at the same time notify the Metal Knight, let him send ground robots to rescue the citizens on the way of the weirdos, and prevent them from being trampled to death by the weirdos. Clear. CIC was upset and told Collison to execute the order. Maria reported the latest weird news. Minister, all the citizens of the city where the weird passed by have fallen into a coma. At present, O City has been paralyzed and intimidated, and the weird is moving towards a city. Maria, raise the level of the weirdo to dragon level. The door of the war room opened. Hey, Uncle Zeke, what can you do to come to me in such a hurry? I'm in a cram school, which made me lie to go to the bathroom and leave, and I will be scolded by the teacher next time in class. Tongdi was carrying a school bag with a lollipop in his mouth, complaining all the way. Tongdi, the hero, ranks 5th in the S rank, a 10-year-old boy, one of the think tanks of the Heroes Association. He uses the technological weapons hidden in his backpack to fight the enemy. At the same time, after removing the weapons, he himself has the same strength as a grade A hero, Bofo. Former assistant of Dr. Yi, Metal Knight. Tongdi, you are here just right, to help us analyze the weakness of the weird man. This weird man is very weird. So far, we have not been able to find an effective way to attack. When Shichi saw that Tongdi was coming, his face was happy, and he quickly asked Tongdi to analyze the weird information. Well, Tongdi licked the lollipop, staring at the fast-playing relationship video on the computer screen for an instant, while listening to Maria's description of the superalloy black light and the failure of heroes such as the Metal Knight. The more he looked at the little eyebrows, the more frowned. Finally, he said with a solemn expression on his small face, "This is an almost incomprehensible weird." What? How can there be such a trivial setting of incomprehension in the world? Saitama. What do you think? King. What do you think? Seki's first reaction is impossible. If it is true, does it mean that humans will perish? From these videos, I guess. Tongdi subconsciously licked a lollipop, and said solemnly, "The power of this weird man comes from the rules of nature, or in other words, the rules of nature." Rules? What source of power is that? Shichi wondered. He had heard of power sources such as mechanical power, martial arts, superpowers, and body training, but had never heard of the power of rules. Swarovski sword said that all power in the world comes from the rules of nature. Tongdi explained and analyzed. If I am not mistaken, weird people should have a rule power of desire to judge. Listen carefully to weird people. From the beginning to the end, theapatite, river crab, desire, killing thought, and judgment, that were whispered from beginning to end, it can be inferred that anyone who possesses these three desires, no matter how strong you are, will enter the range of weird power fluctuations, will be judged and lose consciousness. What? How is it possible? Ziki and others looked at Tongdi licking the lollipop in shock. However, the defeat of the super alloy black light just proved Tongdi's reasoning. No matter how strong you are, under the halo of the weird rules, there is no room for resistance. How is it possible? The tornado floated in from the outside, and she yawned. I finally took a nap and was awakened by you again. Really, can't I do things if you leave? Humph. Tornado, you finally woke up. Seki's eyes lit up and he was overjoyed. We have encountered an unsolvable weird. It seems that only you can destroy the weird without injury. Tornado Tsunere hugged his chest and said, "What, there are no other heroes in the Heroes Association? I have to ask me to come forward to solve the weirdo." Cut. The Heroes Association should be called the Tornado Association. What's the use of raising other heroes? Hey, hee. Shichi chuckled, but did not answer. Swish. The door of the war room opened again, and the 15th S-class metal bat came in carrying his special baseball bat. He combed the airplane head, dressed in a black jacket, red long-sleeved t-shirt, loose black sweatpants, and his face was full. Sneer. Hey, Shichi, warn you in advance. In order to get over, I gave up watching Kionzi's piano competition. If you have nothing important, be careful that I smashed the headquarters. Ha ha ha. Shichi gave a strong laugh, and he recruited all S-rank heroes, one more strange than the other, or the personality was too strong. Oh, many people came. Venerable Vest came in with two 500 kilograms dumbbells. Step on. Later, the 12th Shining Fries of the S-class hero also arrived. He has long, smooth blonde hair, with a few blue star hairpins in his hair, blue eyes in all face, and a handsome mess. He is dressed in white. With a cloak and a dark armored tights, after entering the war room, he raised his eyes and glanced at everyone, and immediately leaned against the wall quietly holding his beloved knife, Shunsamaru, without making any comments. Coelson, what about the other S-rank heroes? Seeing that an hour has passed since the time, Ziki, how come only the few S-rank heroes in front of him come here, the atomic warrior? Where are the silver fangs? Where is the pig god? Where's the prisoner? Drive the cavaliers. What about zombie men? Where's the police dogman? King, well, King is already on his way, blasting, forget it, this ancestor has never appeared before. Collison solemnly reported. Minister, the atomic samurai hurt his hand by peeling an apple yesterday. He is currently recovering from his injuries. The silver fangs have gone out to buy groceries, but they can't be found temporarily. The pig god is said to be eating and holding on, indigestion, and went out for a walk. Digested and disappeared. The prisoner saw a beautiful man in the TV news, and went to pursue others after escape from prison. There is no news for the time being. The driving knight is replacing important parts of the privacy part of the body, and can't spare time to come over. Zombie the man encountered a tragic car accident when he ran a red light and was crushed by the truck. Now his body has not recovered. The police dogman said that he only guards the Q City. The cottage Q city like O city is not under his protection. Ha, King is already in the Mike's car and has just entered city A. I believe he will arrive soon. Besides, the blasting still cannot be contacted, and I don't know his life or death. Well, I see. I don't care about them for the time being. Ziki looked at the incoming S-rank heroes solemnly. Tongdi, tell them about the weirdness of the weirdo. Tongdi licked the lollipop and introduced. The four-sided monster, or the desired judge, is more appropriate. Its power is very special. It belongs to the power of rules that have never appeared before. Anyone who has appetite, river crab people with these three desires, no matter how strong you are, after entering the fluctuation range of the weird rules, they will be judged and lose consciousness. Appetite is the basis for human survival, and crab desire is the basis for human existence. Every human being will have one of these two desires. In addition, those who possess the idea of killing will also be judged. That is to say, we want to eliminate weird people, and we naturally touch the bottom line of the rules. So, the power of the weirdest rules is almost incomprehensible. The metal bat didn't care. Hey, whether it is a ghost-level weirdo or a dragon-level weirdo, I will break it all. Venerable Vest squeezed his dumbbell. Let my vest teach it how to behave well. Tornado hung his chest in the air, contemptuously saying, Ha, there is no weird person in the world that can't be solved by a meteorite. If there is, then two. Fresh glanced at Tongdi lightly, stroked his beloved knife, and said nothing. Ahem, you may not understand the meaning of Tongdi's words. Ziki gave a dry cough, and said in a deep voice, not long ago, super alloy blacklight was defeated. He lost his consciousness without even having the chance to get close to the weird person. Hiss. Metal bats and others took a breath. They are also S-rank heroes. Of course, they know the strength of superalloy blacklight, the terrifying physical defense and the powerful strength that no one in the association can match. If they fight, they will not. Grasping to win the blacklight, however, for such a strong guy, he was, seconds. Only robots can get rid of the power of the weirdest rules. Tongdi gave another heavy message. However, the dozen or so robots that Dr. Beaufoy sent out that can eliminate ghost-level weirs were also destroyed by the Desire Adjudicator. In other words, two S-rank heroes have already been defeated, and the level of the weirdo may be, special dragon level. Quote. Vest and others fell silent. The news from Ziki and Tongdi shocked everyone. After a while, the metal bat cuts. I don't care what special dragon level or regular dragon level it is. I will break it anyway. What? It's obviously very weak, so I have to say that I am very strong. Tornado snorted. Give me that weird man who is called a four-sided judgment. I can destroy him alone. The metal bat pointed the baseball bat on the shoulder to the tornado. Dwarf, who do you think is weak? Tornado stared at the metal bat with akimbo. It's rude to say who is a short one. Do you believe me or not? I twisted you into a twist. Zikido looked at the quarreling metal bats and tornadoes, and asked Tongdi, have you thought of a solution to the weirdo? Tongdi licked the lollipop and suggested, at present, only robots can be immune to the influence of weirdos, but Dr. Beauvoir's robot has already been defeated. This method is no longer useful unless Dr. Beauvoir is willing to use a more powerful robot. Another way is to eliminate the weird people without getting close to them. Ziki was taken aback, and instantly understood the meaning of Tongdi's words. You mean, let the tornado summon meteorites to destroy the weirdos. Well, other than that, I can't think of a better way. The current situation is that no matter which hero confronts the Desire Judge, the ending is unconscious and falling into a vegetative state. Ziki hesitated. The meteorite pulled from outer space by the tornado with superpowers is certainly powerful, but it is equally powerful. It will destroy a small area of O City. Afterwards, it will definitely be complained by the citizens. Now the people have vaguely complained to the association. Questions have arisen. The association is facing a crisis of trust. It is best not to use the superpowers that can use the tornado. Otherwise, the association's situation will be even more difficult. By the way, do you think King has the ability to eliminate weird people? Tongdi shook his head. The genius scientist Swartsky Soud said that everything in the world cannot violate the rules of nature. The power of the weirdo now belongs to a brand new natural rule, which is specifically aimed at us humans. All humans will escape. But its sanctions, King is no exception. Sichi asked disappointedly. Then there is no other way. Even if you want to use the power of the tornado, can you reduce the loss a little? Oh, let me think about it. Tongdi lowered his head and thought. Perhaps, we can find a way to guide the weird to the uninhabited wasteland, and then the tornado will pull the outer space meteorite down to eliminate the weird. Guide, Sick thought thoughtfully. Collison, request the government to send out rocket artillery troops to go to the mountains between City A and City O to target and shoot the weird people, and lead the weird people to the mountains step by step. Yes, Minister. After Coulson took the order, he immediately contacted the government. Sick glanced at the tornado still arguing with the metal bat, patted his head with a headache, and said, Tornado, we need your superpowers, and I hope you can help. Tornado hugged her chest and hummed, Cut, it's not on me in the end. She pointed to the metal bat. HMPH, see, the weak, the weird you can solve, I can also solve the weird you can't solve, I can still solve it. This is the gap between you and me. The metal bat shouted, What did you say? Believe it or not, I cut your pineapple roll. Tornado choked unwillingly. Dare you, a idiot with the same hair as a peaked cap. Come, go outside, I must teach you a dwarf well today. What, do you dare to call me a dwarf? I won't let you get out of this door, sister-in-law. Tongdi glanced at the quarreling metal bat and tornado, and said helplessly, Ziki, you can arrange the plan quickly. I am afraid that the two of them will really fight. In that case, the metal bat may die. The loss of the association can be great. The metal bat yelled dissatisfiedly, Hello, elementary school student, are you standing with that girl? Tornado, the government troops have gone to the mountains, you take the association plane to the designated place to wait for the weird people to come. Sichi ordered to go down and separate the metal bat from the tornado. HMPH, wait until I get rid of the weirdo, and then come back to clean up your plane's nose. The tornado flew out of the war room and rushed to the association plane park. Hey, don't go if you have the ability, I will knock you a few inches shorter. The metal bat still yelled again. Oh, Ziki looked helplessly at the unreliable heroes he had recruited. On the other side, King is already sitting in Mike's car from City M to City A. Hey, Mike, did you go the wrong way? This is the highway to O City. Wang Feng raised his brows and quickly discovered the problem, because the signs on the side of the highway were all marked, XXX kilometers from O City. It was obvious that they were on the way to O City. Mike stared at the road ahead and replied, Last time a strange man attacked City A and destroyed a large area of City A. The reconstruction has not yet been completed. We need to detour. Oh, I got it. Wang Feng nodded. When the vaccine man appeared last time, he was also there. He knew that a large area of City A was destroyed. However, at the inhuman construction speed of the construction company of One Punch Man, the reconstruction work of City A it's not finished yet, which is a bit beyond his expectation. Boom. At this moment, thunder suddenly sounded in the air ahead, and beautiful sparks burst out in the sky. What's the situation? Wang Feng stared at the sparks in the sky ahead, and asked, Mike, is there anyone setting off fireworks this season? Mike was also confused. I don't know, but the sound doesn't sound like fireworks, it's more like the roar of artillery fire. Cannon fire. Wang Feng was surprised. The government is crazy. You set off artillery in a place so close to City A and City O. Are you afraid of accidentally injuring the citizens? Not sure. Mike frowned, vaguely aware that something was wrong. Jingle bell. His cell phone rang, and after the call was connected, Hello, is this the headquarters? This is Mike. Lord King and I have already detoured into City O and soon entered City A, and will be able to reach the headquarters in most of the time. What? A dragon-level weird appeared in City O. Let's retreat quickly. Could Lord King also be unable to deal with it? Okay, I see. He hung up the phone and quickly told Wang Feng the whole story. A dragon-class stranger appeared in O City. The stranger possesses special powers. As long as people have appetite, river crab desire, and killing mind, will be judged immediately. The S-class superalloy black light has already seized consciousness and became a vegetable. The Metal Knight robot army is also frustrated. Currently, the association is using long-range rocket launchers to guide the weirdo into the no man's land, and let the tornado summon meteorites. To kill the weirdo, we must go back and choose another route to City A. Blame. Weirdo. Dragon monster. A dragon-level monster who can defeat the superalloy Blacklight and the Metal Knight. Okay, stop talking nonsense, run away. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched, and his heart beat twice. A weird person of this level, even if he holds a 4-star card vaccine man, can't handle it. The current situation is to run away quickly. Where to go to City A? It is best to go back to City M to play games. He took a few deep breaths, calmed down, and said, Mike, hurry up. He was just about to make Mike speed up, but suddenly a few strange roars suddenly came from not far from O City. Appetite, kill thought, river crab, desire, judgment. Mike, did you hear anything? Wang Feng was startled and listened. Master King, I'm sorry, I can't accompany you, be careful of weirdos. After Mike finished speaking, he lay softly on the steering wheel. Wang Feng was taken aback. Eldest brother, stop making trouble, can you stop the car first before you faint in disagreement? Cheating. Well, why is my head so dizzy? Could it be the weird power of the weird man that Mike said? He clutched his head, and a feeling of fatigue and weakness surged into his mind, making him feel an urge to sleep. Ruined. Before losing consciousness completely, he glanced at the out-of-control car and started crashing into the house next to him, feeling desperate. Boom. The head of the extremely fast galloping horse was squashed, puffing white smoke. Inside the damaged car, Mike and Wang Feng were unconscious. Appetite, kill thought, river crab, desire, judgment. That weird roar continued to sound. Ding, it is detected that host consciousness is deprived and life is threatened, and the system automatically activates the wake-up mechanism. Ding, the system energy is insufficient, consume cards to replenish energy. The system continuously consumes the 2-star card Fanta Monster and the 1-star card Vaccine Person Young, and it also reminds Wang Feng that he has reached level 5 and gained 5 attribute points and 1 skill point. Unfortunately, did not comprehend any skills. Ding, the energy is sufficient, and the wake-up mechanism is activated. Ouch! Wang Feng woke up from the confusion in the running of the running horse, clutching his stunned head and pushing the door of the car, staggered out and fell to the ground. I didn't realize what I had just experienced. 2 cards were missing in the system and they were not found. I see, although King's luck points are full, but there is an old saying that, good luck is bad. Therefore, I must have taken into account the 2 characteristics of the strongest luck and the strongest bad luck. After his head was sober for a while, he couldn't help but vomit. My God, he was so unlucky to encounter all kinds of dangers one after another. Let the weirdo not say anything about it. What mob was encountered a few days ago, and now there is another car accident. This is bad luck, the broom star is not as bad as I am. Where's Mike? After he recovered, he helped the car to stand up and saw through the broken window that Mike fainted in the driver's seat. He reached in and opened the door and pulled Mike out. Happiness. Mike, wake up. He slapped Mike a few slaps, very hard. Well, he either retaliated or simply wanted to wake Mike. It's weird. The heartbeat is normal and there is no injury. How come there is no reaction at all? He checked Mike's body. He was not injured in the car accident. His heartbeat and pulse were normal. He looked at Mike's pale face. This guy is not really sick, is it? Or is he cursed by a weirdo? Seeing that Mike couldn't wake up, he glanced around. They had entered the edge of City O, scattered with some buildings, but the surrounding was inexplicably quiet, only some insects and birds flew by, but no one was seen. Where is the weirdo? Before the car accident, he clearly heard the weird roar of the weirdo. How could he disappear in a while? No one in the supermarket still opens the door. The car key on the car is not unplugged. It seems that weirdos did come here just now, causing all the citizens to run away. Well, as the saying goes, good horses don't eat grass, and weird people shouldn't either. We'll return again, that is to say, this is a safe place for the time being. He helped Mike to walk around the city slowly, hoping to stop a taxi. However, the street was very depressed. The car was on the road. There was no one inside but the car key was inserted in the car keyhole. The supermarket also didn't. People, but the door is open. Click. There was a slight sound of footsteps from the street. That dragon level weird that Mike said. Wang Feng's breathing suddenly stagnated, and he didn't dare to bet on who would come, and hurriedly helped Mike into the unmanned supermarket to escape. Sudden, he and Mike hid behind the shelves, their hearts throbbing nervously, and the peculiar engine-like sounds echoed in the silent supermarket, seemingly harsh. If you have money in the future, you must have a heart-changing operation, or you will let this emperor engine heart kill you sooner or later. Wang Feng pressed his chest with both hands and breathed desperately, hoping to restrain his beating heart. Well, is there anyone in the supermarket? At the entrance of the supermarket, a bald head, dangling eyes, all loose, wearing a yellow superhero, wearing red rubber gloves for washing dishes, wearing cheap red rain boots under his feet, and a white cloak on his back, such obvious characteristics, I think everyone has guessed his identity. That's right, he will be famous in the world soon, the bald cape man. Saitama. Hey, it turns out that there is no one. The supermarket sale leaflet clearly states that the sale event will end in 1 hour. How come people are off work? You shouldn't have been delaying time on that ugly monster with 4 faces just now. Saitama was holding a supermarket leaflet depressed. Hey, what is this sudden noise? He scratched his face with his fingers in doubt, it's almost the same as my usual fart sound. Quote. When Wang Feng heard the voice, he knew that the visitor was not a weird person, because no weird person would ask, is anyone else, politely, and their question should be, who else? Let's go, P-City's nice underwear is on sale. It's time to make up your mind to change a pair of underwear. How can someone not change underwear for more than a year? Well, just convince yourself. Saitama threw away the original supermarket sale leaflet, took it out of his body, and took out another P-City supermarket special leaflet, staring at the cover of Wang Feng who only wears underwear on it. Well, look at him. It's pretty good, it should suit me. Hey, wait a minute. Wang Feng put Mike down and walked out of the shelf. He saw a hero-dressed bald head standing in front of the supermarket. He had vaguely guessed that the other party might be Saitama. He was slightly excited when he saw that the other party was about to leave, so he hurriedly stopped. How to say Saitama has also been saved several times, however, he has never had the opportunity to express gratitude in person, not to mention that he has the current status and reputation, which is the credit of Saitama. He must be thankful for such a great favor. He walked over with excitement, his hand stretched out, ready to hold Saitama's hand to express his gratitude for years of life-saving grace to his face. When Saitama heard someone calling him, he turned around suspiciously and saw the excited Wang Feng. His face was strange. He pointed to Wang Feng and said, "Hey, are you underpants?" Quote. Wang Feng's expression of excitement froze suddenly, and the steps he walked over were also frozen. What a cold joke, you are paralyzed, you are dead bald, who do you say is the underwear? You are the underwear, and your whole family is panties. He took a deep breath, calmed the excitement in his heart, and pointed to Saitama's bald head blankly. Hey, you are a marinated egg. HMPH, come on, hurt each other, who is afraid of whom? Saitama was taken aback, looked at Wang Feng carefully, and pointed to Wang Feng's left cheek and said, "Hey, are you 3 scars?" Quote. Who's 3-8? I have 3 scars, my hero medal. Go to your sister, can you speak? Can you speak well? Also, have you changed your settings? How do you talk so sharp and poisonous? Isn't this the setting of tornado? Wang Feng's mouth twitched. Okay, continue to fight, right? I fear you. He pointed to the top of Saitama's head. Now, are you bald? Saitama's eyes widened, and he shouted angrily, "Why are you so rude?" Who is bald? He said, stupefied. Hey, wait a minute, the P-City supermarket sale event is going to be late. I'm in a hurry, so let's go first. He took a sentence and made a running posture, squeezed his hands into fists and closed his chest. His feet turned into extremely fast rolling wheels, swished hundreds of meters, and blinked. The person was gone, only left an O-City supermarket sale flyer that was blown by the wind because of his running. Looking at the breeze rolling up on the street and the flyers floating in the air, Wang Feng beckoned to the shelf. Hey, Mike, wake up, I seem to see the bald flash. I missed you like this. Wang Feng looked at the deserted block and scratched his head. It was a bit difficult. His original plan was to find a taxi to go to City A, but now it seems that his expectations have come to nowhere. He doesn't know how to drive himself, and the empty cars all over the street can't be used. It's safe now. After all, where the bald head passes by, the weirdo will either evade or disappear. But how do you go back to City A? He had a headache. Wait a minute, a weirdo appeared just now, and by chance the bald head appeared again. Listen to Saitama just now saying that he killed a four-faced monster. Hey, there is a weird card. His eyes lit up, and after hiding Mike, he wandered down the street by himself looking for the corpse of the weird man. After a few minutes, hey, I didn't expect it. When he came to a street, he really saw a fallen weirdo, his mouth hooked slightly, and he couldn't help but touch it. Ding, congratulations to host for obtaining a 4-star card Desire Arbiter. Ding, congratulations to the host for collecting rare weird cards. As a reward, the host will return to a full state. He felt comfortable all over, and his spirit and energy returned to the top in an instant, making him energized in an instant. This is very comfortable. City A, the headquarters of the Heroes Association. Maria, who was in charge of obtaining the cameras around City O, frowned and said loudly, "Minister, the weirdo disappeared from the camera. There is currently no one in the camera's shooting range, and it also did not appear on time for estimation. On the way forward, the surrounding street cameras did not capture the weird person." Sichi guessed in shock. What? Did the weirdo have noticed something and deliberately got rid of our attack? Minister, the government's military drones have arrived at the designated location. Will they be allowed to search? Immediately let them search for the location of the weird, and at the same time let them transfer the video footage for our reference. Yes, Collison's work efficiency was very fast, and after a while, the drone shot was turned on the big screen in the war room. Where is the weirdo? Why is it missing? Ziki and others secretly stared anxiously at the picture transmitted by the drone, and found that the 7-8 meter high weird man had disappeared. Wait a minute, look at the black spot, let the number 8 drone descend to observe. With sharp eyes, Tongdi noticed the weirdness at a glance. The order was sent out quickly, the number 8 UAV slowly descended, and the camera turned around, turning the surrounding scenes into video and sending them back. Yes, drop again, look there. Tongdi pointed to a shadow that appeared in the picture. No, it was not a shadow, it was the body of a weird person. Not long ago, the unworthy arbitrator of desire fell on the street. The four-faced head had already become a pile of mud. Several eyeballs were on the mud, the brain burst, and the black blood flowed all over the place. Hiss. Ziki and the others took a breath of air. Is this the arbiter of desire who just killed the super alloy black light and easily defeated a dozen or more ghost-level robots from the Metal Knight? Judging from the miserable state of its death, it was blown to the head by someone alive, and there was no room for resistance at all. Who did it? And, it's too scary. Maria and the others stared at the tragic weird man in a daze, with some urges in their stomachs. Wait a minute, let the number 8 machine continue to descend. Tongdi, who is young, has few slaps, and has good eyesight, once again found the black spots in the picture. The drone quickly descended, and the camera pointed at the figure next to the weirdo, and Wang Feng appeared in the picture with spirit. That's King. Shichi and others stared. The little Tongdi grunted and swallowed. He is not bound by the rules, a man like a god. Well, Wang Fengning can travel through, indeed he is not bound by the rules, and King is indeed a man like a god, and he cannot refute your evaluation. The metal bat narrowed his eyes and stared at the king in the picture, so powerful. Hey, where do you see that the king is powerful? Isn't it completely hypothetical? Venerable Vest squeezed the dumbbells tightly in his palms. A blow to the head of the weird man with such a terrifying strength, even if it is as strong as I can't do it, he deserves to be hailed as the strongest man. Hey, calm down, it's really not King that kills weird people, it's a big misunderstanding. Fleesh glanced at the dead weird silently, and continued to close her eyes against the wall with her love knife in her arms. It seemed that this weird crisis could no longer use my speed. Great, the weirdo is wiped out, long live King. Haha, seeing the weird people keep approaching our City A, and when the pedestrians on the road fell inexplicably, I was shocked. I didn't expect to be easily picked up by King. When the super alloy black light and the Metal Knight lost, my heart almost jumped out. It seems that since the establishment of the association, there has not been a record of 2S rank heroes being defeated. Maria and the staff shouted excitedly. Since the appearance of the Desire Arbiter, they marched towards City A in an unbeatable posture. The 10th superalloy black light of the S-rank hero was defeated, and the S-rank hero was the 6th. Metal the Knight was also defeated. Tongdi, the 5th S-rank hero, speculated that the Weird Man was almost unmatched. In this case, they were almost desperate. Unexpectedly, at the critical moment, the Weird Man died. Because meet King. The strongest man on the surface, an invincible man, a hero who looks forward to, and the protector of mankind King. The strongest man King. 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 Singing and dancing in the combat room, the staff frantically celebrated the relief of the crisis. Hey, just relying on the King to stand beside the weird person, it is determined that the King killed the weird person. Your work attitude is very problematic. Can you investigate it carefully before making a conclusion? The Blind Association, worthy of the name. Quickly, the plane is dispatched to take King and Mike back. I hope that after the weirdo is resolved, the unconscious citizens can regain consciousness. Ziki laughed and ordered, "Hey, have you noticed that King was not caught by the camera on the way from the parking place to the weird place? It's just a coincidence. Hey, how can it be so coincidental? There are so many cameras around that area. Unless you are lucky heaven defying, you may miss all the cameras, otherwise you will definitely be monitored by one or two of them. Then why is King not discovered in advance? Hey, I heard that when a person's speed is fast enough, then the camera will not be able to capture his figure. With the strength of the King, I guess that section of the road he swished and passed, and the camera can see at most some confetti floated up for no reason, and King's figure could not be found at all." After the crisis was lifted, the staff gathered together in 2s and 3s and talked wildly. Well, Flesh's beautiful eyes, who was closing their eyes and rested, opened, and a little sharp light flashed through them, and the palm of the knife holding the knife gently pushed. Shunshawan made a clanging and slightly popped out a small cut, and the sharp knife light was shining. Is it fast, King? In the mountains of City A and City O, Tornado stretched out boredly, and took out the phone to call back to the headquarters. Hey, the government guys, it's too slow. It's so hard to get a weird person to ask them. What's the use, huh? The weirdo was wiped out, what? Or was it wiped out by the smelly King? Unforgivable, the smelly King robbed me of credit. She gritted her teeth and hung up the phone, pointing to the direction of O City. Smelly King, you will wait for me. Sooner or later, I will defeat you in front of everyone. Wang Feng and Mike came to the headquarters with the association's plane. After watching the association staff lift Mike into the ambulance, he immediately turned and walked to the conference room of the combat department. I don't know what Ziki is asking me for. Alas, the big ups and downs today are too exciting. I encountered a weird person, had a car accident, and then ran into Saitama. I picked up a 4-star card for nothing. In other words, I already have 2 4-star cards, another 2-star card and a 1-star card. The stock is slowly coming up. In the elevator, he calculated his card reserves happily, without knowing that he had already hacked 2 cards from the system just now. Wow, the door of the war room of the War Department opened. Standing at the door, he saw Fries, Tongdi and other S-class heroes. His face had changed from pleasure to indifference. This is his instinct to inherit the King. Before people, he always keeping the cold noodles as a means to maintain your own dignity. Wang Feng felt that this instinct was good, it had a certain deterrent effect, and could more ensure his safety, so he did not make any changes and still maintained a cold-faced attitude. Happiness. Sichi took the lead and applauded, welcome our great hero back. Bang. Maria and others applauded and shouted at the same time. King. Invincible. King, you will always be the strongest man in my heart. King. King. Wang Feng was stunned, what's the situation? He usually comes to the association. Although he is respected by others, he is definitely not so enthusiastic. The atmosphere today is weird. The metal bat stared at King solemnly. What a powerful aura, is this the powerful aura of the strongest man on the surface? It seems that I have to work harder to improve my aura and touch the strongest King, realm. Hey, are you serious when you say that the King in front of you has a strong aura? I dare to swear to heaven, you are absolutely blind. A few drops of cold sweat broke out on the forehead of Venerable Vest. Why? Why I can't see the slightest fatigue on King's face. Killing a dragon level weird who almost all S level heroes are helpless. Why? Why is he? His expression is so relaxed. Isn't it? The dragon level weirdo is not in his eyes at all. His strength has reached the point where he can kill the dragon level weird with one punch. It's terrifying. It's a monster. Oh, Wang Feng collected another 4-star card, and the system rewards were restored to full state. Of course, there would be no sense of fatigue. However, the weird was really not killed by him. Do you believe that the hero who killed the weird depends on speculation? Can you be more reliable? Fresh's eyes have been fixed on Wang Feng. With superhuman speed to get rid of the camera. King, are you challenging me? Very good, I accept your challenge. You are definitely mistaken. He really missed all the cameras by luck. It is definitely not speed. Please be sensible and don't make others an opponent for no reason. Tongdi bit the lollipop, staring at Wang Feng without blinking, and asked in a tender voice, Hey, King, can I ask you a question? How can you ignore the constraints of the rules and kill the weirdo? Quote, the power of the weirdo is obviously not human power to resist. It is the power of rules that overrides everything. The genius scientist Swarovski Shute said that no one can get rid of the shackles of the rules, even if it is as strong as the superalloy black light, but also kneel down. Under the rules, why can King alone ignore the power of the rules? He is very curious and very curious. What? Wang Feng was at a loss. When did I defeat the weirdo again? Why am I not at all clear? Could it be that weird man who had just drawn a 4-star card by him? The misunderstanding is big. It was killed by Saitama, and it has nothing to do with me. Tongdi licked the sweetness on the edge of his lips, his eyes were bright, and he asked with interest, we have already analyzed just now. The ruler of desire has the power of rules, as long as people have appetite, river crab. Desire and killing mind will be immediately judged, seized of consciousness, and become a vegetative person. This kind of rule force is like the iron law of 1 + 1 = 2, which cannot be violated. The genius scientist Swarovski Shute said even more. No one can get rid of the shackles of the rules, so how do you break free from the shackles of the rules, stay awake, and beat the weirdo with one punch? Is it a superhuman power or a higher level? Metal Bats and others refreshed, staring at King, waiting for King's answer. This kind of question about strength, as long as King, the strongest human, reveals some insights about becoming stronger, then it will have a great impact on them to improve their strength. Help. Wang Feng was startled, thoughtful. How did I break free from the shackles of the rules and stay awake? Well, I have been possessed by King through time and space, and I have broken away from the rules of nature, and this time I can also break away from the rules. I am not as unconscious as Mike in Super Alloy Black Light. Do I have the gift of ignoring the rules? His eyes shone slightly and he was in a great mood. The system shook Wang Feng abruptly. Hey, wake up, stop dreaming, it's time to get up and move bricks. However, he couldn't explain why he was able to break free of the rules, and it seemed that he could only get through it. He made up his mind and said, First, I want to explain that I did not kill the weird people. Second, the iron law. Oh, there is no iron law in the world, but it has not been overthrown for the time being. 1 + 1 is not necessarily equal to 2. A husband plus a wife will eventually become a family of 3, a family of 4, or even a family of 5. Remember, the rules are for breaking. The rules are for breaking. The Metal Bats and other S-rank heroes were shocked. There seemed to be a kind of shackles called shackles in their minds that were faintly loosened. They took a breath of air. When they reached their level, their strength has been difficult to improve. They did not expect that a word of King would make them feel touch the threshold of a higher level. Hey, he deserves to be the strongest man. Although Zeki felt that the sentence, rules are used to break, was very pretentious river crab, but his attention was more when Wang Feng once again denied his record of killing weirdos. He smiled and said, King, for the scene of you beheading the weirdo, all of us have seen it, so you don't need to deny it anymore. Wang Feng is speechless. Which eye did you see me killing the weirdo? Left eye, right eye, it's still a fart, ahem, I just passed by to pick up cards, and I have never fought a weirdo. He said lightly, believe it or not, I didn't kill that weird person anyway. Okay, you didn't kill it, we know it in our hearts. Seeing that Wang Feng firmly denied that it was the weird man he killed, Ziki did not insist on his own opinion. Fleisch narrowed his beautiful eyes, his eyes locked on Wang Feng, and he thought in his heart, why? Why would he deny his record twice? Isn't that the glory of a hero? What the hell did he do for, well? Could it be that, in his eyes, the so-called hero glory is a burden? Yes, it must be so. For practitioners, any external praise is a superfluous burden. So even the hero glory will only become him the burden of continuing to become stronger. Hey, what a terrible man, even if he has become the strongest on the surface, he has never let up because of the praise from the outside world, and he has stopped his pace of continuing to become stronger. King, you are the first one that I admire. Other version, deeply loved man, in the future, if you have the opportunity, let us compare speed. Also an S-rank hero, I don't want to be compared to you completely. At least, I want to defend my dignity in terms of speed. With a lollipop in his mouth, Tongdi's eyes sparkled. Do you deny your own merits several times? In King's view, killing weird people as a hero is a matter of course, and there is no need to make everyone known. The genius philosopher Swan Zhijishud said that the most unsung true hero is this the meaning of hero in King's eyes? What a respectable uncle. The metal bat was full of restlessness, heroes who refuse to glorify. Why, in King's view, fighting with weirdos shouldn't be mixed with other substances. Hey, can the pure fighting intention make people stronger? Maybe, when fighting, I should also abandon all distracting thoughts and improve my aura. Venerable Vest's expression is solemn. There is no glory, no achievements, no more merits. The inexplicable heroic heart touched me. King, don't think that you can escape my challenge. Sooner or later, you and I will have a match. Fight for men, fight to death and death. Wang Feng is gone, the wind is light and the clouds are calm, but the mood of Tongdi and the others is turbulent. The waves are raging, they are silent, and savor everything that happened today. Boom! Tornado rushed in anxiously, yelling, where's King? Let him come out, I'm going to beat him up. Fleisch opened his eyes and glanced at the tornado, and left silently holding his instant kill pill. Tornado pointed at Fleisch. Hey, with the hairpin, why did you leave without talking? Tell me, where is King? The metal bat dug out his ears and walked out with his own special baseball bat. Oh, it's time to go back to participate in Kianzi's piano competition. It should not be over yet, I hope to catch up. Tornado Akimbo. The head of the plane, you are the only one. Tell me, where did King go? Heaven, go find it. Go to hell. Tongdi jumped off the chair with his school bag on his back and bit the lollipop in his mouth severely. Sister Dragon Roll, Mr. King is gone. What? He actually left without waiting for me to come back. Tornado Tsunere raised his head. He must be afraid of fighting with me, so he ran away early. That's true. What the strongest man is. He must be ashamed of what others said nonsense. Ouch, it's time for exercise. Venerable Vest carrying his own dumbbells and walking out. When passing by the tornado, his body paused and said, King is the strongest man. It is not a nonsense talk about King, but we recognize it. A glimmer of admiration flashed in his eyes. What? It's inexplicable. Don't use you to represent me. I have never admitted that he is the strongest. HMPH, I will prove it to you sooner or later. Who is the strongest hero? I want to beat that stinky King. Looking for teeth everywhere. The tornado's body flashed green lightly, and flew out of the war room with a swizzle. Heroes Association Hospital of City A. Wang Feng found Mike's ward according to the nurse's instructions. After the death of the Desire Judge, the citizens who had lost consciousness gradually regained consciousness, but they were very weak and inconvenient to move. Mike, how is your body? He put the bought fruit basket on the table, glanced at Mike, and found that his face was pale and weak. Master King, Mike struggled to sit up and blamed himself feebly. I'm sorry, I'm all to blame for taking Master King in without knowing the situation of the weird person, and almost hurting Master. What are you talking about? You can't be blamed for this. Don't blame yourself. Take care of yourself. Wang Feng relieved Mike a few words, then pulled away and left. When I returned to M City, the sky had dimmed. I seemed to have occupied Saitama again. Although he didn't mean it, Essex Urinary would definitely put the credit for killing the Arbiter of Desire on him. No matter how he explained it, Sick always smiled and coped with it, nodding in agreement on the surface. Know what they think underneath. He wandered aimlessly in the street, scanning the major shops. Should I give Saitama a gift as a gift, or an apologize? Well, I won't give money this time. It's too vulgar. People have saved me a few times. I should mail him some sincere gifts that represent my heart. After touching his chin and thinking about what gift to give Saitama, he wandered between the shops. Suddenly, his eyes lit up and fixedly staring at a certain shop. Hey, this gift is very spiritual. He smiled faintly, took out the bank card and swiped the card to pay the bill, packed the gift, and came to the post to fill in Saitama's name and address again. I hope he will like it. He gave a smirk, full of Saitama's constipation expression after receiving the post. What he didn't notice was that in the coffee shop opposite him, a strong man in a suit and leather shoes was staring at him, with a Bluetooth-like communicator in his ears. His mouth moved slightly, and he whispered, "Dark Knight, King has gone to your direction. Please be prepared, look for the opportunity, take advantage of the slack of the king to kill your life, don't be soft, otherwise, let the king react, it will definitely be you who die. Clear, remember, this deal cannot be missed." He solemnly emphasized the importance of the task again. They are the famous Want killer group in M City. A week ago, someone bid 500 million for the king's life. They probed the king's whereabouts for a long time, and finally made the decision to act today. I heard that King had a battle with the weirdo in City A. His strength is definitely not at his peak, and he is exhausted physically and mentally, and it is easy to reveal flaws. Let them start. Slip away. Even if they take risks, they have to give it a try. In their philosophy, as long as they are human, they must have weaknesses. Although King is known as the strongest man on the surface, they believe that King must also have flaws, as long as they are willing to work hard and patiently look for them. Therefore, they came, after seeing King, they found. Well, King's body is full of fatal flaws. They don't need to bother to find them. As long as they are not blind, they can see the flaws in King's body at a glance. Head, King's body is full of flaws, leave it to me, I will kill him. Dark Yi asked excitedly. Don't be impulsive, act according to plan, don't look at the flaws in King's body. In fact, most of those are traps. As a strong man, King knows that he also has fatal weaknesses, so in order to cover up, he deliberately reveals more flaws to confuse others' eyes. If we attack at will, we will definitely fall into the trap of King, waiting for us only one death. The head is wise, then I will follow the plan. When Wang Feng was about to turn, a guy wearing a white sweater and a black peaked cap, who couldn't see his appearance, had his hands in his pockets, walked with wind, and his eyes under the cap were deliberately or unintentionally sweeping over Wang Feng, and for fear of being spotted by Wang Feng, his gaze always swept across randomly, not staying for a second. Well, why does King keep staring at me? Could it be that he discovered my identity? Dark Yi suddenly discovered that Wang Feng didn't know why. His eyes kept falling on him, without moving a bit, which made his heart suddenly tighten, as if being pinched by the palm of his hand, making him breathless. The killer commander of the cafe also discovered the unfavorable situation in the Dark Knight, and quickly whispered, Dark Knight, be careful, what does King seem to have discovered? He is a strong man who is particularly sensitive to murderous intent. Take a deep breath and relieve your tension. Keep your murderous aura and don't expose it. At the same time, he informed the next assassin, Shadow, King will turn around immediately. If the Dark Knight can't find a chance to start, you will take over. Understood. A heavy voice came from his Bluetooth. On the other side, the Dark Knight did not reply to the killer's command, and he could not answer. King was right in front of him. If he dared to talk nonsense, he would expose the killer's identity every minute, and he would be beaten by King. He obeyed the command of the killer, took a deep breath without leaving a trace, and then slowly exhaled, suppressing the tension in his heart forcibly. At the same time, in a corner not far behind Wang Feng, there were two sneaky figures hidden. Mother-in-law, do we want to take action now? Wait a minute, the time is not yet ripe, we have to wait for him to relax completely before we can take action. Mei Niangda, King's strength is super terrifying, we may only have one chance to take action, if we fail, we may be waiting for death, so, we must be cautious and cautious. Mother-in-law, I know. These two figures are the same as Jixi and Mei Niangda. After many days of inquiring, they finally learned the truth about the deaths of the Coke, Sprite and Fanta Weird. Although King's name is very scary, this bloody hatred makes them. The two decided to take revenge even if they died. Mei Niang Da wore the appearance of an orange Mirinda can, with hands and feet, as well as all facial features. It was similar to the Coke Weird father and son. The only difference was that she had 2 more points on her chest. The same is true for Wife Hai, which is a light green shishi packaging shell with a slightly older appearance. Mother-in-law, he is about to turn. Mei Niang, prepare. People tend to focus on the next road when turning, and ignore other places. This is our opportunity. Yes, mother-in-law. ... Dark night, ready to start, ready to start. The killer commander staring at Wang Feng in the coffee shop also noticed a good opportunity and hurriedly informed Dark Knight. In the dark night, his pupils shrank, his breathing stopped, and his heart was suddenly paused. He held the dagger tightly in the palm of his pocket, waiting for the final notice from the killer's command. 1 second, 2 seconds. The killer commander and Wife Hai stared at Wang Feng who was about to turn. 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Dark Knight, do it. Mei Niang, shoot. Yes, Mei Niang replied. The straw on her head had been aimed at Wang Feng for a long time, and a pinch of hair like liquid needles shot towards the back of Wang Feng's head. King, pay back the lives of my husband and son. At the same time, after Dark Yi heard the order, he grabbed the dagger in his palm and pulled it out of his pocket and rushed towards Wang Feng. His eyes were sharp like a wolf, and his face was distorted and hideous. King, take your life. He stabbed Wang Feng's head fiercely. Puff, a slight sound of meat coming out in the air, and then dissipated. Puff, Dark Yi's body paused, and the stabbing action of the dagger in his hand was also solidified. His pupils dilated, scarlet blood slowly dripped from the 7 holes, his face was quickly filled with dead dust, and his strong body fell softly. Mei Niang Da, Wife Shi. Killer command. They were shocked one after another, and the assassination plan failed strangely. No, that guy King has bodyguards. Mei Niang, quickly retreat, otherwise we can't run away if King comes back to his senses. Which one of your eyes saw that the knight is the king's bodyguard? Didn't you see that the knight was holding a dagger to assassinate the king? UIQ basically bid farewell to the assassination profession. Yes, mother-in-law, let's go. Seeing that the assassination failed, Shishi and Mei Niang immediately retreated. Shadow, stop acting, stop acting. The killer commander wiped his face to calm down, and hurriedly ordered the other killers to retreat. It was terrible. King didn't see the king's shot at all, but the elite killers trained by our group died without any signs. King, what a scary man. Wang Feng had already turned the corner. Knowing nothing about what happened behind him, he thoughtfully recalled the Dark Knight's clothes. That guy has the same white sweater and black cap. It's almost like mine. He actually has a shirt. The world, it's so embarrassing that there is such a coincidence. Killer command. You are paralyzed. Mei Niang Da, Wife Hai, MMP. BB. What a terrifying speed of light. Want killer group. Head. After a simple examination by the doctor, it was found that Dark Yi's brain was completely dead. A killer was shocked to report the results of Dark Knight's physical examination to the killer commander. The inside of the head shattered. The killer commanded his heart to jump. King, it's terrible. Who of you saw King taking action? Several other assassins present shook their heads. The murder is invisible. He is much more terrifying than our killer. The killer commander rubbed his temple sadly. It seems that we are going to change our plan from close assassination to long-range sniper killing. Yes. ... Black Street Weird Club. Wife Shi and Mei Niang went in through the back door and returned to their room panting. They looked at each other, and their eyes were full of horror after the disaster. Wang Feng. Need to be scared like this. Unexpectedly, King, as the strongest man on the surface, would be accompanied by bodyguards. Wife Shi thought of the bodyguard who gave up to stop the liquid acupuncture for King. She itched her teeth and almost succeeded, but let a little bodyguard disturb the situation. Mei Niang Da worriedly said, yes, we carefully practiced liquid acupuncture, just to assassinate King. I didn't expect King to have a bodyguard around him, and the bodyguard's reaction speed was too fast. Liquid acupuncture was modified on the basis of liquid jet, in order to take revenge. The acupuncture shot was concentrated soda. When the acupuncture entered the human body, the soda would explode like a small bomb. The body was messed up. The hapless man in the dark night was given a shot for Wang Feng. His brains were all muddled into a ball, and he fell to the ground instantly, and there was no chance of rescue. It can be seen that the liquid acupuncture is very vicious. We need to change our strategy. Long-range attacks will give King and his bodyguards a chance to react. Next time, we will use a close assassination to make King's escape. I listen to your mother-in-law. I will do whatever you ask me to do, as long as I can avenge my husband and son. You said you missed your father-in-law. Oh, sorry. Is this a badass? In King's house, in the miscellaneous room, Wang Feng squatted in front of the incubator, looking at the vaccine human egg in the transparent glass. He was full of depression. He originally planned to incubate the vaccine human egg and train it into the big devil king, but he did not expect it to live in it. If he doesn't come out, this is a bit difficult for him. Would you like to cook and eat? No way, you can't learn Saitama's bad habits, it's easy to be bald. He felt his chin and thought about it. He had no choice but to get the vaccine human egg. He was reluctant to lose it and didn't dare to eat it. Alas, he could only let it stay in the incubator as usual. By the way, the system, help me pull out the attribute board. This time, he collected a 4-star card, a great harvest, and last time he was upgraded from level 3 to level 4. He had 5 attribute points that he didn't spend. Now he wants to add to his defense to increase his chances of life saving. Alas, he can meet weirdos, thugs and the like every few days, and without a little defense, Saitama can't save him. When did I get to level 5? After the attribute board came out, he found himself inexplicably promoted to level 5. Name, Wang Feng. English name, King. Level 5. Experience value, 3272000. Stamina, 4. Strength, 3. Speed, 13. Defense, 2. Lucky value. Hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points, 10. Skills, Liquid Jet LV1, Jet Liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points, 4. Cards, 4-star Weird Vaccine Man, 4-star Weird Desire Judge. Warm reminder, 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. System, why am I missing 2 cards? What about the 2-star card Fanta Monster and the 1-star card Vaccine Person Young? Ding, today the system detected that the host consciousness was deprived and it was life-threatening. Therefore, the system consumed 2 cards to wake up the host consciousness. What? Wang Feng was startled, thinking that he and Mike had indeed fallen into a coma, but later he woke up for no reason, and Mike did not regain consciousness until the Desire Judge died. That's why I am not sick who said they can break free of the rules. The reason why he was able to stay awake was the credit of the system. Fortunately, the system awakened him so that he had the opportunity to collect a 4-star card. In other words, a 2-star card and a 1-star card were exchanged for a 4-star card, and this transaction made a lot of money. System, thanks a lot. By the way, why haven't I heard that you have a wake-up mechanism before? Do you still hide some functions that you haven't introduced? Ding, there are many hidden functions in the system, which need to be activated only after the host triggers a special condition. Oh, there is also a way to explore, it's very interesting. Wang Feng chuckled. He thought the system was just a card collection system, but he didn't expect it to hide so deep and badly. Then he added all the attribute points to the defense, and it became as follows. Name, Wang Feng. English name, King. Level 5. Experience value, 3272000. Stamina, 5. Strength, 4. Speed, 14. Defense, 12. Lucky value. Hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points. Skills, Liquid Jet LV1, Jet Liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points, 4. Cards, 4-star Weird Vaccine Man, 4-star Weird Desire Judge. The reason why he either accelerates or adds defense to the 2 attributes of running and saving lives, while ignoring strength and physical strength, is because he has a variety of cards in his hand and will never lack the means of attack. What he lacks is only defense. Like the previous time he faced the mob, he used the Sprite Monsters card, with full attack power, but the defense was a big hole, so he had to deal with it carefully, otherwise a sloppy would lose his life. Another few days passed. Wang Feng went to the street to buy groceries. On the way, he was carrying a basket with a sorrowful expression on his face. Alas, the pursuit of his last life was to hope that one day he would sit at home and someone would give him money to let Wu Yu live a carefree life. The wish was fulfilled, but his heart was completely empty. He felt Saitama's sense of emptiness a little bit. Master is lonely. Shall I sign up for a dance class? Alas, no, as long as you show up yourself and the people around you pounce like a cat smelling fishy smell, you will be annoying, so you will become the strongest king in the world. I have become the strongest by lying down. Thinking about it this way, life is so boring. When Wang Feng was thinking about it, he didn't know that there were a few strangers around him who had been wandering around him. These strangers were either in windbreakers and felt hats, or wearing cartoon character coats. In short, they disguised themselves as various characters to monitor him. Move, while reporting his whereabouts behind the scenes. King, this time it will take your life, 500 million is ours. In the coffee shop, the killer commander stared fiercely at Wang Feng's back, his chest burst out with killing intent, and his palm crumpled the coffee cup he was holding. This gentleman deliberately damaged a coffee cup, please compensate 130 yuan. The coffee shop service staff showed up in time to demand compensation. Oh, sorry, I will pay right away. The killer commander smiled and compensated the coffee shop for the loss. After the waiter left, he stared at Wang Feng fiercely. King, you and I have another blood feud. Well, squeeze the popped coffee cup and draw the hand, the blood is flowing, this account should be counted on King. Force your blood feud, you are great. Chapter 31. On Wang Feng's way home, passing by a video game city, there were two cartoon characters at the door distributing flyers there, one was a Snow White bunny doll and the other was a pink penguin doll. The killer commander in the coffee shop who closely followed Wang Feng's whereabouts saw that Wang Feng had reached the assassination site where they laid the net, and he quickly gave an order. Blood stab preparation. King has almost reached the video game city, you step forward and hold it. King, and distract the king, give the crossbow bolt a chance to sniper, remember, don't block the line of the crossbow bolt shooting. Clear, yes. Two cold and slightly nervous replies came from the Bluetooth communicator. Bloodspur disguised as a rabbit doll to distribute flyers for the video game city. He glanced at Wang Feng who came over, and took out one from the stack of flyers in his hand, ready to step forward to drag Wang Feng's pace, and try to disperse Wang Feng's steps. Attention. Who knows, another penguin doll took the lead and handed the flyer to Wang Feng. This gentleman, please take a look at our leaflet. Wang Feng took the flyer from the penguin doll, looked up at the video game city, and his heart moved. Why not go in and play 2 games? In the previous life, almost everyone has a computer at home, but internet cafes are still popular because of the atmosphere of playing games in internet cafes. Similarly, Wang Feng inherited King's game talent and skills and was quite invincible in games. He played games at home. It's just a pastime to relieve boredom. If you play in the video game city, you might be able to raise his interest. Sir, our video game city open today. There are special promotions. You recharge 100 and give you 50, which is very cost effective. Wang Feng talked to the penguin doll intermittently. He glanced at the penguin doll suspiciously. It stands to reason that this kind of work that obviously requires eloquence, why would a business find someone who stutters to do it? Isn't this humiliating others? Oh, let me see. He glanced at the leaflet and found that the video game city today is really discounted. There are activities for playing for 3 hours and 1 hour, and there are also activities where you can recharge 100 and get 50. Anyway, it is very favorable. Blood stab, don't go up again, your mission has been completed, and you are ready to retreat at any time. Yes, a bloody breath of relief came from the communicator. The killer command stared at Wang Feng and whispered, bow arrow preparation, crossbow arrow preparation, this time we must end King's life, our employer has almost lost patience, we don't have much time to waste. Knowledge. A deep breath came from the communicator, followed by a cold voice, thinking that the crossbow arrow had entered a murderous state. At the same time, wife Shi is paying close attention to Wang Feng. From a distance, she stared at Wang Feng and the penguin doll with a telescope in her hand, praying in her heart, Mei Niang, we must succeed, otherwise. She could no longer imagine the consequences of failure. With King's strength, if he were to react, Mei Niang's delicate body might not be able to withstand his fist. It turned out that the penguin doll was pretended to be the weird Mirinda Mei Niangta, with the purpose of getting close to Wang Feng and distracting him, looking for opportunities to kill him and complete his revenge. It's okay to go home anyway, let's go play. Wang Feng made up his mind, staring at the flyers given by the penguin and walking into the video game city. Should I recharge 300 or play for 3 hours? So tangled. Good opportunity. Crossbow arrows, it's up to you. The time has come, Mei Niang, you have to grasp it. The killer commander and his wife Shi saw Wang Feng looking at the flyer while walking towards the video game city. Their eyes lit up and at the same time they gave a low cry. Clear. The crossbow arrow calmly stared at the scope of the sniper rifle in his hand. The red dot in the middle of the cross locked Wang Feng's head. His fingers lightly squeezed the trigger, and his heart was a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, heaven welcomes you, King. Tweeted. The sound of a slight bullet breaking through the air filled the air. At the same time, Mei Niangda, who had faced Wang Feng and was so scared that she was trembling with words, woke up from the fright and quickly turned around. The straw on top of her head was aimed at Wang Feng's head. She saw that Wang Feng did not react. I was overjoyed. King, go to hell and confess to my 2 husbands and my son. Click. The sound of tiny and sour bullets shooting plastic pieces sounded. How can it be? Mei Niangda in the penguin doll widened her eyes, her pupils contracted, and transparent soda blood flowed from her mouth. She stared at Wang Feng's back unwillingly, and wanted to launch the long-prepared, liquid acupuncture in the straw. All her strength has gone, her body fell forward uncontrollably, her heart full of death and despair. When did King found me? How did he attack me? I didn't notice it at all. King deserves to be the man with the strongest name in my next life. I don't want to be your enemy anymore. Mei Niang. The wife in the distance rejoiced to see Mei Niangta fall down without warning with her spectacles, and never got up again. She knew it, Mei Niangta was already dead in the hands of King. How did she even die of Mei Niangta? I don't know, only that he died under the mysterious and terrifying attack of the King. She once saw on the internet that the King was a superpower in addition to his powerful power. Perhaps, Mei Niangta died in the mysterious King's super under the power. The Coke weirdos also died under the superpower of King. Perhaps, this is fate. King does have superpowers, but not a curse, but a lucky halo. She thought sadly, gritted her teeth. King, you wait for me to kill my family's enemies, I will never forget, you must pay for it. My mother, rest in peace, don't worry, the mother-in-law will do it for you. Take revenge, go down and tell Coke them to prepare them for the arrival of King. Her eyes were red and furious, and the straw on her head aimed at Wang Feng, who squatted down to check Mei Niangda's body. King, don't even want to insult our daughter-in-law's body, go to death. The straw on her head shot a faint liquid needle puncture, and went straight to Wang Feng. When his wife was in joy and grief, the people in the Want Killer group also secretly said a pity. The bullet was blocked by the doll. An annoying sound of crossbow arrows came from the communicator commanded by the killer. It's not the time to talk about this. King must have noticed something wrong. We must leave as soon as possible. The killer commander also sighed regretfully, but he calmed down quickly and said, blood thorns, cold fronts, sharp blades, you guys retreat quickly, remember, retreat quietly and don't be discovered by the King. They did not answer the blood stabbing, but acted according to the instructions of the killer's command. This is one of the killer's principles. If a blow is missed, you will flee thousands of miles, continue to look for the next assassination opportunity, and be persistent. Has heat stroke. Wang Feng, who was walking into the video game city, heard the sound of someone falling to the ground behind him, turned his head in doubt, and looked at the fallen penguin doll. He remembered that the penguin doll was stuttering. Now it seems that the body may be abnormal before speaking. Now, it looks like it is likely to be heat stroke. After all, it is hot in summer now, and he is carrying a heavy penguin doll inside. It is very stuffy and heatstroke. It is also normal. Hurry up and send him into a shady place to rest. He stepped forward to lift up the penguin doll, and at the same time looked up at the rabbit doll. The two should be colleagues. Why did the rabbit doll faint and ignore the penguin doll? Seeing that the penguin doll fainted and did not come to help, and seemed to be afraid of getting into trouble, he deliberately walked a few steps away. Alas, the world is changing, why are people so indifferent now? He greeted the rabbit doll dissatisfiedly. Hey, you kid, don't even think about going, come here. The rabbit doll halted, and the blood stab inside was filled with despair. He gritted his teeth and quickly said to the communicator, I have been exposed and there is no chance to retreat. I will hold King, and you will leave quickly. The killer commander was silent for a while, and said in a quiet voice, take care. Then he told Lang Feng and others to continue to retreat. From the moment I became a killer, I was ready to die. Inside the rabbit doll, the bloodthorn gave a miserable laugh, took out a saber from his trousers, quickly turned around, gritted his teeth and rushed towards Wang Feng. King, even if I die, I will pull a hair from you. Puff, a slight penetrating sound and the sound of a sharp weapon entering the flesh came out, and the blood smashed into the body. He only felt that his body was stirred into a mess of inexplicable power, and his strength and life flowed out of his body. His face was frightened and he muttered to himself, King, really scary. Puff, the bloodthorn fell weakly, his eyes widened, and he couldn't squint. Why did you have another heatstroke? Oh, it turns out that he didn't avoid the penguin puppet just now, but he couldn't hold it back and was ready to go back to rest. Hey, blame me for misunderstanding you. Wang Feng stared blankly at the rabbit doll that didn't move after it fell to the ground. He was very embarrassed. Oh, I can't carry two of them alone, so let's find a passerby for help. He stood up and scanned around. Oops, he found out, speeded up and retreated. Seeing Wang Feng standing up and looking around, the killer commander was so frightened that he ordered the other killers to retreat quickly. At the same time, his wife likes to hate King shamelessly, and she is surrounded by bodyguards who sacrificed her life at any time. After seeing what Wang Feng seems to be observing, she is also scared enough for fear of being discovered by Wang Feng, so that they will just have a soda family. The door is really destroyed, and no one can avenge them anymore. In order to preserve the vitality, she gritted her teeth and glanced sadly at Mei Niangda who was lying under Wang Feng's feet, wiped away her tears, and cruelly left Mei Niangda's body to escape. Hey, how come all of these ran away? Just as Wang Feng was about to call for help, he didn't know that the scattered people around had hurried away somehow, as if he was afraid of being named by him. No way, he could only go into the video game city to inform the other shop assistants and ask them to help carry in the two who fainted. Quickly pull off their puppet coats and let them cool off. After several helping shop assistants carried the rabbit doll and penguin doll in, they immediately took off the coat of the doll. Ah, it's a dead person. When the rabbit doll was pulled out, the 7 holes bleed, and the tragic blood stabbed out, and the horrified expression seemed to have seen something extraordinary. Dead. Wang Feng was also taken aback. My God, this is no longer a question of getting cool, it's really cold already. Ah, wait a minute, what do your skeptical eyes mean? Do you suspect that I killed people? Please, I'm a good person and don't usually kill people. He found that several shop assistants in the video game city looked at him with suspicion and alertness, and he screamed innocently. From the beginning to the end, he didn't touch the rabbit doll. How could it be that he killed the person? Ah, weirdo. At the same time, after they stripped off the penguin doll's coat, the already dead Mei Niangda was also exposed, and the penguin doll's coat was full of soda smell. Whack! Wang Feng was stunned, staring at Mei Niangda's body, with an inexplicable sense of familiarity. Isn't this the female version of the freak who made 3 soda tricks last time? You. Who are you? Are you a hero, or a murderer? The shop assistants in the video game city found that the weird had died, and they were relieved. They all looked at Wang Feng. Among the people present, only Wang Feng might be related to the death of the blood stab and the weird. Wang Feng thought for a while. He didn't seem to have any chance to make a statement. He was like Saitama. When he appeared on the stage and waited for others to ask about his identity, he always answered seriously, I am a hero of interest, imitating this sentence. If that is the case, then his remarks should be, oh, I am a hero of luck. Yes, I am the king lying on the strongest king. Hero. The shop assistants were stunned. I didn't kill people, and I didn't kill the weirdos. You call the police and investigate by yourself. I'm leaving. After Wang Feng put down these words, he slipped away while he was not exposed. Oops, everyone is dead, of course you have to run away quickly. If you look at the eyes of those clerks, it's almost impossible for Kai Guogo to say, you are the murderer. Hey, the shop assistants looked at each other and made short eye contact. The murder suspect is gone. Do you want to stop? Goodbye. What if he turns around and gives us a knife? What I'm saying is that it's not worth taking your own life for the dead. Call the police. Anyway, there is surveillance in front of our store. If he is really a suspect, he will definitely not be able to run away. If he is a hero, shouldn't a normal hero try to prove that the weird man killed himself? How could he walk so neatly? I'm afraid it is the tendency of murderers to be a little bit more. The clerk had a little discussion and immediately called the police. More than 10 minutes later. Beep beep beep. The police bell of the police car rang outside the video game city. Hill, the captain of the 3rd squad of the M City police station, got off the police car and immediately ordered the others to seal off the scene, and then he took 2 subordinates into the video game city. After taking a casual glance at Mei Niangda, he went directly to the blood stab, took a few close glances at the blood stab with a sharp saber in his hand, wrinkled his brows, and turned the blood stab's palm a few times, and found that the palm was thick. He told one of his subordinates, "You go to investigate the identity of this person. I suspect that he may be a criminal offering a reward." Yes, the subordinates led away. Immediately, he said to the clerk, "Thank you, please take out the video recorded by the camera in your store. We need to check and enter the file." "Okay, please come with me." The clerk took Hill to the security room and asked the security guard to call up the video just now and play it on the computer. Hill sat in a chair and stared at the video on the computer screen like a movie, with his eyes unbroken. Stop. He saw a familiar face from the video, a blonde face with Chinese characters, and 3 scars of meritorious service. That was, his pupils shrank and he was the 14th S-rank hero in the Heroes Association King. As that king, the security guard and the clerk looked at the indifferent face in the video in surprise. At that time, Wang Feng just raised his head and glanced at the video game city. He did not expect that the camera would happen to be taken by the camera, which became evidence of his identity. If it's King, then the weirdo must have been killed by him, but that person. The clerk hesitantly did not say, that person may be the manslaughter of King, because King's reputation among the people is too high, and he is considered by the citizens to be the protector of M City, and his reputation cannot be tarnished by others' nice underpants. Wylong. Captain, the identity of the dead has been investigated. The policeman who had just led to investigate the identity of the blood stab trot in and said breathlessly, "Sure enough, as you expected, the captain, that person is indeed a reward criminal, and he is a Class B reward criminal killer blood stab." Killer. Hill frowned. How could the killer appear next to King? And killed by King? Could it be? His eyes are wide open. Someone wants to assassinate King. This conjecture is terrifying. In the past 3 years, King killed countless powerful weirdos in order to protect the people, and like a protector to protect the citizens from the wind and rain. Some time ago, it broke that King was actively doing charity. Such people, unexpectedly would anyone want to kill him? I am afraid that the existence of King has affected the interests of some people. The police's mission told him, never allow this kind of thing to happen under the nose, and must protect the King. That person is actually a killer. Lord King must have known the identity of the killer, so after killing the weirdo, he killed the cruel killer along the way. Yes, that must be the case. Lord King is aware of everything, and even the weirdos and killers dressed as cartoon dolls can be seen. It's amazing. Hey, King may have see-through eyes. He may have seen all of your bodies just now. I hate it, but people. I don't mind Master King peeping at my body. My God, catch a nympho alive. After the video was over, they found that King did not kill the blood stab at the first time, but found the identity of the killer when confirming whether the weird was dead, and specifically stopped the killer and killed it. The clerk discussed the topic of King enthusiastically. By the way, why didn't King admit that weird people and killers were killed by him just now? If I were King, I wouldn't admit it. Lord King usually kills ghost level and dragon level weirdos in a flash. Killing a weak weirdo and a killer can be solved by raising your hand. What's to show off? King adults are very modest and low-key people. Even good deeds are only exposed by accident when they are discovered by accident. Oh, such a perfect man, if it were my husband, it would be great. It's less stinky. Lord King's future wife must be a beautiful woman, such as me. Yes, you look like a flower, and you are very characteristic in ugliness. What are you talking about? Believe it or not, I tore your mouth. Come on, my man is king, you dare to move me to try. Try it, try it. The shop assistants argued when they didn't agree with each other. Hill asked his subordinates to pull, and he played back the video just now. After King killed the blood stab, his eyes were suddenly attracted by the pedestrians who hurried away. No, King just killed a blood spur, and several other killers ran away. He stared at the killers and said, "Send a copy of the video to the police station. Remember, it is important to copy it in full." Okay. His subordinates and security nodded in agreement. After finishing the order, Hill left the video game city and immediately reported to his boss that someone was about to assassinate King after returning to the police station. He hoped that his boss would take it seriously. However, the next day, the reply he received was, "Don't pay attention." Yes, generally speaking, if a citizen is in danger of being assassinated, the task of the police is to send people to protect the citizen 24 hours a day, and at the same time actively catch the person behind the assassin. However, King is the strongest man on the surface. How many policemen do they need to protect? Just kidding, I am afraid that the king will protect them in the event of an accident, and the man behind the scenes who dares to send someone to assassinate the king is a simple guy. At least they are the people in the 26 cities that can be counted. These people can be managed by their lost police. Don't be too busy to help by the time. Instead, you provoke a commotion. Therefore, the high level of the police department gave a reply that ignored it and asked them to fight with gods. It would be good for our innocent people to watch the show quietly. Oh, don't you care? Sorry, I can't do it. Hill crumpled his boss's reply into a ball of paper and threw it into the trash basket, with a calm face and deep eyes looking at the police uniform hanging on the wall. What are the duties of the police? Protect citizens' lives and property. Since you know that citizens are in danger, as a policeman, you have to stand up for personal protection 24 hours a day, even if the opponent is the strongest man on the surface, even if the opponent does not need your own protection at all. It would be a joke to protect others by yourself, but this is the duty of a policeman. Protecting the citizens, my mission is irrelevant whether the other party needs it or not. ... Keep my wife she locked up for me until she wakes up and repents. In the Black Street Weird Club, the President Kong D furiously asked the weirdo to imprison his grief-faced wife, bean sprouts, radish, and black roasting. The three of you take turns to watch her. Don't let her. She ran away, otherwise she would definitely go to King to die for nothing. Yes, President. The radish head is more than 3 meters tall and is shaped like a bucket with muscle knots, so it is also called muscle radish. Bean sprouts have a slender body like a bamboo pole, and they always look scared and panicked in front of people. Black roasting is full of black smoke, human-shaped, with a roasting pan on his head, and a string of, "I love coffee," written on his clothes in English. Wife struggled and said, "President, you can't lock me, I want revenge, you can't lock me, I want revenge, Chairman, I want revenge, let me go, I want revenge." HMPH, you must be optimistic, if you let her run away, I will ask you. Candely snorted and left angrily. The soda family was almost wiped out. They are the club's free sodas. Now there are 4 of them, and there is one remaining 7-Up, which is not very useful. The club will probably want itself next. I paid for soda, so heartbroken, and I have to spend a lot of money. The 3 of Dough Sprouts put the howling and struggling wife into the closed room of the club. Let me out, I want revenge, I want revenge. Hey, my wife, please calm down. You can't kill a powerful person like King. Don't blame the president. The president is also for your own good. You think the president is usually a kind person. This time, it's rare to get angry for you. Turn up to persuade his wife to be happy. Yes, the president is very angry with your death-dealing behavior. You can stay in it for a few days with peace of mind. When the president is angry, you will be released. The president really thinks of us as family members, that's why he is so angry. The president is so good. Want Killer Group. Head. After a simple examination by the doctor, it was discovered that the blood stab's body was stirred into a pot of porridge by some force, and it was completely dead. A killer was shocked to report the results of Dark Knight's physical examination to the killer commander. All the internal organs have been shattered. The killer commander was shocked. King, it is really terrible. Who of you saw King taking action this time? The other assassins such as Cold Fronts and Sharp Blades shook their heads. The killer commander sighed sadly. Another murder is invisible. He is really much more terrifying than our killer. Jingle bell. The phone commanded by the killer rang suddenly. Hey, Boss F, hello, yes, we failed again, but we have saved most of our combat power. Please give us another chance. Next time, we will kill the king. Okay, thank you for your trust. Don't worry, we have already figured out the next method to deal with King. This time, he is dead. In the killer world, in order to protect employer information, they usually use code names to address employers. The killer commanded to hang up. Lang Feng stepped forward and asked, Head, when have we figured out a way to deal with King? The killer commander glared at Lang Feng. Idiot, how can I make money without lying in business? He smiled coldly. Besides, I already have a little eyebrow for the way to deal with the king. Let the big guy rest and kill the king in a few days. Yes, head. Somewhere in the world. What right does trash have to make me trust you? Chuck, I heard that there is a killer star named Sonic rising up in the killer world recently. Yes, sir. Well, invite him to help me kill someone. The price is 1 billion. Yes, sir. The room fell into silence again. What? The vaccine man card expires in 5 days. In M City, Wang Feng was stunned at King's home. He just received a warm reminder from the system that the vaccine provider had expired and was scrapped in 5 days. Ding, the retention period of each weirdo card is 1 month, and it will be discarded when it expires. Wait a minute, system, is there a way to keep the card? That's the vaccine man card. The first 4-star card he owns is also one of the only 2 cards now. It has powerful power. How can it be said that it will expire when it expires? Ding, if you want to renew, please recharge. Quote. Is this sentence so familiar? Hey, webmaster, help me charge $2. Wang Feng asked again. How much money can be recharged to make a 4-star card become a permanent card? There are more than 1 million in his card, so I don't know if it will be enough. Ding, this system recharges for card recharge, consumes a 1-star card to recharge the target card for 1 week, consumes a 2-star card to recharge the target card for 2 weeks. Consume a 5-star card to recharge the target card 5 weeks. Ding, warm reminder, the cards collected by this system cannot be saved forever. Quote. To put it simply, it's a card exchange for cards. If he has a star card, he can recharge the vaccine man card for renewal. However, his current net worth only has 2 4-star cards. It is impossible for him to consume the Desire Judge's card to renew the vaccine man card. Because it is not worth it, the card ability of the Desire Adjudicator is to some extent far more powerful than that of the vaccine man. Desire Arbiter. Background. Because the desires of human beings are getting bigger and bigger, they are constantly destroying the environment in order to satisfy their desires, and in order to obliterate human beings and the harmful civilization created by human beings, weird people born by the will of the earth. Skills. Judgment. All human beings with appetite, river crab desire, and killing thought will be deprived of consciousness and fall into a vegetative state. Although there is only one solitary skill, this skill is like a bug for humans, and it is as strong as the superalloy blacklight, and it fell to the ground in an instant. It's a pity that the bug's Desire Arbiter met Bug Saitama and was hit by a punch by Saitama. Wang Feng was very emotional. Saitama really is strong enough to break the rules. Yes, a few days have passed. I don't know if the express delivery to Saitama last time has arrived. The express delivery in this world is really slow and makes me want to beat it. People. He turned on the computer and checked the mailing, and found that the gift had arrived. He imagined Saitama's expression after opening the package. Beautiful. Hey, After entertaining himself, he cleaned up and was about to go out. Ziki called him and asked him to shoot a group of hero public service advertisements at a designated location in M City. Of course, he also hopes that he can meet ghost-level weirdos when going out, and use Vaccine Man cards to clean it up. That is, not to waste Vaccine Man cards, but also collect a certain strength of weird cards, so that he can maintain resistance to weird people. At the same time, Z City, No Man's Land, downstairs of Saitama apartment. Chi. Car brakes. Boom. The package landed. Saitama, you have arrived by post. The postman yelled. Chug. The car leaves. This time is obviously more proficient than last time. The post office car stayed for less than half a minute from start to finish. The name of the ghost zone is deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. Saitama and the sender Hong Lingjing died earlier, so that he wouldn't have to risk his life to deliver the post every time. What about people? Who called me? Hey, anyone, who called me just now? Saitama opened the door to the hallway and looked down. There was no one downstairs, only the marks left by 2 brakes. That's a package. Was it mailed to me? Could it be a gift from a fan again? Quote. His dead fish eyes were gleaming. He flipped over from the corridor railing, jumped down, stepped on his slippers to the front of the package, and it said, Saitama close, as expected. Hey, another fan sent me a gift. He was overjoyed and rushed back to the room holding the package. Although he was a hero out of interest, he was also happy to be able to reap fans, because this was not just a fan gift, but also a heavy recognition. Click. He removed the outer shell of the package, revealing the exquisite gift box inside, and carefully opened the gift box. In the exquisite gift box, several bottles of well-known brand shampoo were neatly placed, confident and soft, long-lasting anti-dandruff Qingyang, Head and Shoulders with more outstanding hair. Saitama looked dazed. Wash, shampoo. He only felt the muscles on his face beating, and the word, tick, was exploded directly in his temples, which was a prelude to going violently. He resisted the collapsed mentality and stiffly picked up the piece of paper in the gift box. Dear Saitama, what should I say? I feel I owe you too much and I can't get anything back. I decided to mail you a few bottles of shampoo full of heart after thinking hard. Men can have no hair, but they must wash their hair, because when there is no hair, your dandruff will be exposed. If you don't take care of it seriously, you will be disgusted. Besides, only by washing your hair carefully can your bald head continue to shine and attract attention, and be a shining, little sun. Signer. Handsome guy with hair. Saitama turned into a runaway state where he missed the sale, and suddenly tore the note to pieces and spilled it into the air. It turned out that the gift was mailed by that handsome guy with hair last time. Why am I so angry? Is it great to have hair? Although I am bald, I am stronger. Can you get stronger if you have hair? Can. I am a bald head. King. It's great to have hair. You are a bald man who has been working hard for 3 years to become the strongest, but I became the strongest when I lay down while eating, drinking, and having fun. Well, it turns out that I still have the strongest hair. Boom. Huge fireworks emerged from the street. Weirdo, everyone, run away. Hurry up and notify the Heroes Association. Passers-by screamed and scattered. Humans full of desires, accept the trial. The street rumblingly cracked, and from under the dark ground, he suddenly stretched out his hands to grab both sides of the street, and then slammed hard. The grotesque under the ground jumped up and landed on the street with a bang. The weird man has 4 faces and his body is as strong as a cow. As soon as it appears, it immediately destroys the street and yells, "Ravenous human beings, all go to death." Boom. A black shadow fell from the sky and knocked the strange man into the air with one punch. Here is the territory of mankind. You can't tolerate you in the wild. On the roof, the man was tall and tall, with elegant blonde hair, a face with Chinese characters, and 3 hideous metal scars, staring coldly at the weird man who stood up again. Are you a king? I know you, the strongest warrior of mankind. The weird man stood up, 7 or 8 meters high, and looked at Wang Feng who was standing on the roof. Do you know who I am? Hey, I rely on the will of the earth. Well-winded, I don't need to know your origins, I only know that if you dare to hurt humans, you deserve to die. Wang Feng's eyes suddenly opened, and the sharp light flashed, and he stepped on the roof under his feet, and the house shattered. He had already used his strength to fly out, his fist was raised high, and he suddenly hammered at the strange man. Arrogant. The weird man was furious and didn't evade at all. He banged against Wang Feng. You punched me and I beat you. In a short period of time, the two of them were covered with scars. Boom. In the end, Wang Feng punched the strange man's head full of scars, and directly knocked the strange man down. Humph. Wang Feng gave a cold snort, turned back, and stood steadily on a certain roof, looking down at the dead weird man like an emperor. His face was full of contempt. He spat at the weird body. Bah, rubbish. Which, boom. After his saliva fell on the ground, it was like an atomic bomb. The entire area was swallowed by the explosion, including Wang Feng. After the big explosion, all of them disappeared for hundreds of miles. King, die. Voiceover insertion. Spitting anywhere is small, but the consequences are serious. Become a moral hero. Starting with you and me, please don't learn King, bah. A few days later, the heroic public service advertisement shot by Wang Feng was officially broadcast in major squares and TV stations. Wow, that's King's Emperor's mouth cannon, right? So cool. On the street, some children watched Wang Feng blowing up half of the city with a mouthful of old altar sauerkraut with a look of admiration. Hey, you weird, look at my big move, the Emperor's mouth cannon, ah. Don't think that only you can do it, and I will do it too. King Flow Qigong technique, the Emperor's mouth cannon, bah, bah, bah. Quote. Wang Feng passed by, watching these little children spitting each other happily, and the corners of their mouths twitched. What's the meaning of this advertisement? Isn't it to teach everyone not to spit anywhere? How can there be a counterproductive trend? This is the ethical advertisement idea that Zeki germinated from the process of quitting the mob. The content is quite good, but the effect. He glanced at the few slobbers who were playing happily and laughed. Oh, it's definitely not my business. I am a civilized citizen and I never spit or urinate anywhere. He put his hands in his clothes in Kabuto and walked away silently. His vaccine man card only had 2 Tenten time left. He was going to search for ghost-level weirdos in these 2 days, and use the vaccine man card, that is, not to waste the vaccine man. The card can add a ghost-level monster card as a power reserve. If there is really no ghost-level monster, then hope that there will be a few tiger wolf-level monsters to recharge the vaccination card. Attention to the residents of City A and to the residents of City A. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have appeared at the gas station leading to City M. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to destroy the weirdos. Before weirs are eliminated, please stay away. Gas station, go to the refuge to take shelter. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have appeared at the gas station leading to City A. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to eliminate weirdos. Before weirdos are eliminated, please stay away. Gas station, go to the refuge to take refuge. Success is 100 words, don't believe it. You will admire me after you count it. The sirens in the urban centers of City A and City M sent out an emergency broadcast of strange information at the same time. Wow, as soon as the announcement came out, the citizens of the 2 cities were in an uproar. Ghost-level weirdo. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth ticked slightly. Hey, just to my liking. Taxi. He reached out and stopped a taxi. After getting in, he said lightly, the gas station at the junction of City A and City M. What? The taxi driver panicked. This guest, don't you know that a strange person appeared near the gas station? Wang Feng under his peaked cap smiled faintly. It is because I know that I want to go. The driver was stunned. He had already guessed that Wang Feng might be a hero. He tentatively asked, what are you going to do? Wang Feng raised his head slightly, revealing his sharp eyes, and said in a deep voice, execution of justice. The taxi driver's pupils shrank, and the cells all over his body became excited. Wang Feng's simple sentence, execute justice, immediately made him excited. Guest, you sit firmly, I'm going to speed 200. Boom. The taxi speeded up quickly, reaching a speed of 200, and rushing over in the lane with a slam, rushing through a dozen traffic lights, racing all the way to the gas station. Laugh. After dozens of minutes, the taxi driver said to Wang Feng excitedly, "Hero, you have arrived at your destination." "Oh, got it." Wang Feng pushed the car door down and stared at the gas station not far away. There was a monster like a tortoiseshell carrying a car on his back, and the odd person was pumping gasoline into the car. "Everything is over." He stretched out his hands at the weird person, and in an instant, his hands began to gather energy and emit dazzling light. This is. The taxi driver's eyes widened and he was speechless in shock. Purgatory Warrior's explosive heat wave cannon. Wang Feng gave a deep drink, and the light from his hand shot out. The camera zoomed out, looking down from the sky, only a flame rushed towards the weird person. Boom! The firelight and the weird contact exploded in an instant. When the firelight wiped out the weird, because of contact with oil, even the gas station was destroyed and exploded, and a mushroom cloud was directly raised, and the weird died without leaving ashes. At this time, a voiceover was interrupted on the TV screen. Fireworks are strictly prohibited in the gas station. The next day, the taxi driver paid a 3,000 fine and was impounded with his driving license. Voiceover: "For your safety, please don't run through the traffic lights." No man's land in Z City. Saitama lay reclining on the bed, scratching his crotch subconsciously, staring at the TV commercial, and muttering, "Execution of justice. If it's cool, I will try again next time. Hello, please, this is a public service advertisement that prohibits fireworks and traffic lights at gas stations. Is your focus wrong? Oh, that's right, you poor can't even afford a bicycle, and you rely on your legs to travel. How can you care about gas stations and running traffic lights?" Wang Feng looked at the moral advertisement on the square screen with a blank expression on his face. His mouth twitched, and he said, "Yes, to make me a moral model. How do you mold me into a moral scum?" "Oh, doing evil." He shook his head and sighed lightly, wandering in the streets of M City with peace of mind, hoping that his aura for attracting ghosts would work, attracting ghost-level monsters, or bringing out his super bad luck of, extremely fortunately deteriorating, encountering expectations. Ghost class weirdo. After half a day, it was dark. However, he did not touch any information about weird people. On the phone, there were many news about weird people in other cities, but today M City is surprisingly calm. Perhaps peace is the greatest happiness for ordinary people, but for Wang Feng at this moment, it is simply terrible. Boom! When he was distracted, the window of the hotel in front of him burst open, and a figure was thrown out of the hotel. He subconsciously reached out and took it, well, softly. Hey, a familiar person. Wang Feng stared blankly at the person in his arms, with dark green short hair, fair complexion, slender waist and plump breasts, bumpy appearance, tall and wearing a dark green dress. Is this the Fushui of hell? Sister Oni-san of Tornado? He was stunned and looked up at the sky stupidly. What's the situation? Luck is out of luck today. Fushui of hell fell into his arms. It's over. Will Tornado kill me if I know it? Ahem, be careful, beware of rewards. Fushui of hell's complexion was slightly pale, as if caused by excessive use of her ability. She was weak in speaking and very weak. Wang Feng blinked his eyes, offering a reward. Smelly lady, dare to find your grandfather's bad luck. Today I let you back and forth, lousy will eat you. With the bang of the hotel, the door was smashed in an instant. From the hotel, a tall and mighty brawny man swaggered out. The brawny man had only 2 strands of hair like sunflower leaves behind his bald head, and his left and right eyes were even more visible. The 2 sutured hideous scars. His whole body is muscular. Kongwu is powerful, holding a big axe in his hand. His eyes are fierce and cruel. Who are you? After the reward offer went out, he was taken aback when he saw that the stinky lady who was going to kill himself was in Wang Feng's hands. Wang Feng glanced at the bewildered Hell Fushui, and reluctantly said his opening remarks, "I am a lucky hero. The ghost-level weirdo didn't run into it, and there was a bounty criminal. This is not the dish I want to eat. A hero by luck," the rewarding criminal said with contempt. "What kind of random setting is this? Didn't you put a red envelope for the author? Well, is this sentence used before? 2333. Oh, it's troublesome." Wang Feng hugged Chuaoshui from hell and walked back. "If it's okay, I will go first, and I will invite you to dinner later." "Oh, okay, wait a minute, kid, are you blinding me? Hand over the stinky lady in your hand, or Lousy will chop you up with you. The bounty criminal is holding a large axe in both hands, staring at Wang Feng fiercely, and he has the urge to hack someone if he makes a big difference. He is a reward criminal. Killing is as simple as drinking water for him, without any psychological burden at all. Wang Feng looked at the reward culprit in embarrassment. It was too wasteful to use the vaccine man card on him, and he would not be able to get a single hair. It was a loss. Someone did the sale of murder, and no one did the business of losing money. Make up your mind, you can't waste cards on bounties. Go, I won't kill you. Wang Feng hugged Kuei Shui and turned and left. Brother, just accept it when you see it. Don't force me to take action, otherwise you and I will be sad. Kid, dare to look down on me. Lousy is a Class B reward criminal. I will be a Class A in a while. Lousy is pissed off. Lousy wants to kill you in advance to celebrate the good news of being promoted to Class A. The bounty criminal was furious, lifted the axe forcefully with both hands, and rushed towards Wang Feng. Hey, I can't save it after all. Wang Feng sighed regretfully, his eyelids sinking slightly, his palm raised to aim at the reward criminal, ready to consume the vaccine man's card to release energy bombs to blast the reward criminal into scum. The rewarding criminal looked grim and shouted angrily, "Take my life." The big axe in his hand was held high, and the attack was fierce. Phew. At this time, the sky suddenly went dark, and a car suddenly dropped from the sky and went straight to the criminal offering a reward. Boom. There was a thunderous sound, the car slammed on the bounty criminal, and the bounty criminal spewed out a lot of blood. He was pressed under the car, his eyes widened, and he was suddenly uplifted. Wang Feng stared at the sudden change and didn't react. Humph. There was a snort of Tsunere from the air, pulling Wang Feng back from his dazedness. It's you. The trembling tornado hugged his chest, hovering in the air, and glanced at Fu Shui. What? I just came out alone without learning a lot. I didn't want me to wipe my ass. Wang Feng breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, it's just that your sister will leave it to you, so I won't have trouble. Ah, it's you, King. Tornado saw Wang Feng at this time, and she was furious. Let go of my sister. Oh, Wang Feng loosened his hand. Boom. Chu Shui naturally fell to the ground. This heavy fall caused Kuei Shui, who was in a coma, to make a painful sound. Lu Brao's frowned slightly, and there was a trace of pain on her tender and white face. King, you. Tornado was furious, and pointed at Wang's desperately and shouted, I want to fight you. No time, next time. Wang Feng simply refused. His current task is to find one or a few ghost-level cards to use the vaccine man. How can he have time to play with Tornado? By the way, how could this girl think of a duel with me? People say that metal bats are sister control, and your Tornado can't escape this label dead sister control. What he didn't know was that Tornado had long thought of challenging him, but it was destroyed several times. Tornado held his chest with both hands, and looked down at Wang Feng. What? King, you are really a tortoise with a shrunken head. You shamelessly said that you are the strongest man. Yes, shameless, such a spineless guy, just give up. Be a hero. Oh, Wang Feng replied casually and turned to leave. Ding, there are convertible cards around, please host to convert. The system's cold prompt sound came over. Card. Wang Feng looked at the reward criminal in surprise. It turned out that it was not only the weirdo that can be converted into cards, but also the reward criminal. Tornado pointed at Wang Feng and threatened. Hey, you are too rude, you ignore me every time, believe it or not, that a meteorite killed you. Oh, Wang Feng replied faintly again, and reached out before offering a reward. Ding, congratulations to host for getting a villain card Axeman. His eyes were shining, and he couldn't wait to ask the system. System, can you use the villain card to recharge the weird card? Ding, the two are interoperable. Perfect. Although no ghost-level weirdos were found, at least the problem of vaccine man expiration was temporarily solved. Hey, King, I want to challenge you and beat you from the strongest. Tornado bent over in midair and looked down at Wang Feng. Let's fight. Neuropathy. Wang Feng glanced at Tsunere old lowly lightly. Tornado pointed at Wang Feng. What? You are really a tortoise with a shrunken head. You don't have the courage to be challenged by me, you a coward. Wang Feng lowered his cap, put his hands in his white sweater kabuto, and turned back home. Well, since you are so persistent, then I will compete with you to see who can eliminate a dragon-level weird in the shortest days. Quote. This girl is so annoying. Just casually make a bet with her. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, as long as you can send her away. As to why you choose the dragon level, of course, it is because the dragon level is rare, so the bet may be extended for a period of time. This girl will don't bother him, let him be clean. Tornado refreshed and said excitedly, okay, it's a deal. After finishing speaking, she waved her small hand and used her superpower to pull Chushui into the air, her whole body flashing green, and she disappeared in front of King with a squeak. Annoying lowly. Wang Feng continued to walk leisurely on the street, still not giving up his good wish to meet a ghost-level weirdo. I barely gained something today. Collected a villain card, postponed the crisis of the vaccine man's expiration date, and barely achieved his goal today. Wang Feng wandered around the streets casually, thinking all the way. Little did he know that there was a mysterious and terrifying guy around him, a supernova in the killer world. Sonic, the speed of sound. Is he king? Sonic stood on the roof with his hands on his shoulders, his hair tied like a girl, his appearance was handsome, his eyes were painted with camouflage like a weird smile, he was wearing a corset with armored body, and his neck was tied with dark blue and elegant. His long scarf, with a samurai sword, hung on his back. At this moment, he looked at Wang Feng, who was walking casually, thoughtfully. The whole body is full of flaws, and I feel that I can kill him in one shot. No, those are not flaws, but traps. The strong want to cover up their real flaws. And deliberately exposed flaw traps. These traps are as beautiful and deadly as poppies. If the attacker is not careful enough, he will definitely die in the wonderful traps arranged by King. Hey, King can be called the strongest on the surface. The man of, sure enough, there are two things, but. He showed a weird, innocent smile similar to the Guy Fawkes mask in the movie, V for Vendetta. You are on my list of murderers, no matter who you are, don't want to escape my palm. Quote. But, where is the real flaw in King? He stared dignifiedly at Wang Feng, who was, seemingly casual, but actually vigilant, and carefully scanned Wang Feng's body, trying to find out the flaws in Wang Feng's body that could really kill him with a single blow. Flaws. Which one is the real flaw? He has been following King for nearly a day, and night has fallen. However, he is still not sure which flaw in Wang Feng's body is real. He was about to collapse. Before, he thought that as long as he had patience, he would be able to find out the weakness of his prey, but now, King slapped him severely. He frantically held two darts in his hands, wishing to give King a few shots, but after all, he had been trained in the ninja village since he was a child, and he has practiced a word, forbearance, to a certain extent, and he would not easily shoot if he was not sure about things. He took a deep breath, suppressed his irritability, and threw himself into the let's find the difference game again. At the same time, it is not only Sonic who follows Wang Feng, but also another tail, Police Hill. After learning that someone is going to assassinate King, he has made up his mind to personally protect King personally, even if his boss disagrees. He will still go his own way, because that is his mission as a policeman, to protect citizens' lives and property. Wang Feng was unaware of this, and walked aimlessly on the street. Boom! Suddenly, a burst of earth-shaking explosions resounded in M City, resounding throughout the world, and a fire burst into the sky in the center of the city, almost illuminating the entire city. Fireworks! Wang Feng looked at the familiar firelight in the center of the city suspiciously, with a faint feeling in his heart. The last time he saw such a gorgeous firework, he met the Desire Adjudicator and was almost deprived of consciousness. Fortunately, the system escorted him. Otherwise, he might miss a 4-star card. Sonic, who has been trying to find out Wang Feng's real weakness, also looked at the light and fire in the distance with surprise. That location seems to be the branch of the Heroes Association of City M. What the hell is the Heroes Association? Is it because it was attacked? As the third captain of the police force, Hill is very familiar with the neighborhoods of City M. He knew at a glance that the location of the explosion was near the branch of the Heroes Association. Based on this, it was speculated that the association might be in an accident. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association urgently notified that the weird prison branch of the Heroes Guild in City M was attacked by mobs. All the strangers in the prison escaped. There is a total of ghost-level strangers. There are several tiger-wolf-level weirdos. At present, the Heroes Association is dispatching heroes to destroy the weird people. Before weird people are eliminated, please take care of your safety and go to the refuge to take refuge. The weird siren in downtown M issued an emergency notification. Puff. Wang Feng was almost not scared by the news. There are really terrorists in this world. There are actually brave people attacking the weird prison. Are we afraid that weird people will come out and kill them first? Weirdo flees collectively. Sonic's eyes lit up, and a naive, strange smile appeared again. King, as a hero, it is your duty to eliminate weird people. Hey, as long as you fight against weird people, you will definitely pay attention to weird people. On the body, relax your vigilance against other people when the time comes. Hey, your life is mine. ... At the same time, outside the weird prison of the branch of the Heroes Association of M City, Lang Feng and other members of the Want Killer group gathered around the Killer Command. Head, those weirdos have successfully escaped from prison. I believe that the Heroes Association will soon announce to inform the residents of M City. At that time, King will definitely be invited by the association to take part in the action to eliminate the weirdos. The Killer Commander sneered. King's vigilance was too high, which caused our 2 operations to fail. This time, we find a group of helpers, and we must kill King. Sharp Blade looked at the Killer Commander admiringly. Head, your plan is perfect. No matter how strong the king is, he will definitely be distracted when fighting a group of weird people. That's the best time for us to assassinate the king. The Killer Commander said bitterly. Since we can't wait for the best time to assassinate him, then we will create our own assassination opportunity, so that King can't escape, and use his life to wash away the shame of our 2 failures. Kill the king. Shame. Kill the king. Shame. 7 or 8 killers roared in unison. ... Jingle bell. Wang Feng's phone rang as scheduled. A weird riot broke out in M City, and King, as the biggest hero in M City, could not make any sense. After a brief conversation with Maria, who is in charge of the information management of weird people in the association, he hung up the phone. His whole body was excited, and his eyes showed an eager impulse. Ghost-level weirdo. Ghost-level weirdo. He searched for a day, and finally let him wait. Haha, Wangtian has paid off. And by the way, there are more than a dozen tiger-wolf-level monsters as gifts. How do you say? Put it this way. Perfect. The Vaccine Man card will come in handy. As this guy, excited. Sonic, who was observing Wang Feng in the dark, narrowed his eyes. When he heard the news that weird people appeared, his eyes immediately burst into a strong sense of war, and his loose body became sharp. Like a blade. Is this your fighting state? King. Well, why is there still so many flaws in his whole body? Why are the flaws still unchanged? His pupils shrank. A terrifying man, even if he enters a fighting state, his defense is still tight. This seems to have become his a kind of instinct. He is indeed a strong one, and will never let his mind relax because of a momentary battle. King, I want to harvest your life more and more. That must feel beautiful. Boom. There was an explosion sound from a distance. The explosion sound was not caused by artillery bombs, but the sound of a heavy object collapsing. Weirdo. Wang Feng lowered the peaked cap and couldn't help showing a naive, strange smile. Weirdo, be my card. That smile. Sonic stared blankly at Wang Feng, who was laughing strangely. His brain exploded. MMP, the patented smile was stolen. Unforgivable. King, I have another reason to kill you. You, die for me. System, I want to use the Vaccine Man card. After receiving the news of the ghost-level weirdo, Wang Feng's spirits rallied, and his cells became excited. Ding, use the vaccine card successfully. Ding, because the host level is too low, only some experience points can be obtained. Ding, congratulations to host for gaining 12,306 experience points. Ding, congratulations to the host for upgrading to level 9, gaining 20 attribute points and 4 skill points. Ding, congratulations to the host for using a 4-star card. Since it is the first time to use a rare card, the system hereby rewards a skill point. In addition, it rewards the host to comprehend the full set of skills of the Vaccine Man card. Please continue to work hard. Ding, congratulations to host for comprehending the skills of Vaccine People Flying. Ding, congratulations to host for comprehending the skill of the vaccine man explosive energy bomb. Ding, congratulations to host for comprehending the skills of vaccine people strengthening transformation. At first, Wang Feng felt that his strength and other attributes were overwhelming, and he was extremely refreshed. Then he was stunned by a series of continuous notifications from the system. Well, Happy fainted. The alias of the vaccine man card should be called the gift pack card. It is also called the surprise card, because it really brought too much surprise to Wang Feng. Needless to say, the experience value, although he encountered the intervention of the cheating system that the legendary low-level character is not worthy of enjoying the high-level monster benefits. The system forcibly reduced the experience value he deserves, but at the current stage of his low level, more than 10,000 experience points are already the quantity that made him very satisfied. The previous 1-star cards and 2-star cards only had a stingy 212,000 experience points. How can there be the arrogance of a 4-star card? However, the most surprising thing is that the system gave him such a generous gift package for the first time to comprehend the full set of vaccine man skills. My god, according to the system settings, unless he steps on shit, he will never be able to comprehend 3 at a time. This skill really made a lot of money this time. Comfortable. King was in a daze. And there are more flaws in his body. Why? Sonic stared at King, with cold sweat on his forehead. Did he notice my existence? So he deliberately before the battle expose more flaws and try to attract me to appear. Hey, King, you look down on me too much. As an excellent ninja who has cultivated since childhood, I can definitely restrain the impulsive devil in my heart and look for it patiently when I haven't reached the best time to shoot. Give you a chance to be a fatal blow. In a daze. It's like a wooden chicken, right? Looks like wood, but in fact, the eyes are concentrated and the mind is united. If others dare to attack at this time, they will inevitably suffer 100 times the counterattack of King. King, I did not expect that your state of mind has reached such a terrifying state. To the point. Sonic slowed his breathing and tried to hide his breath to avoid being discovered by the king. Wang Feng doesn't care what Sonic thinks. After he got the system gift package, he couldn't wait to open his property panel to check. Name, Wang Feng. English name, King. Level 9. Experience value, 16,334,000. Stamina, 5. Strength, 4. Speed, 14. Defense, 12. Lucky value. Hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points, 20. Skills, 1. Liquid Jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. 2. Explosive Energy Bomb LV1. Collect the surrounding energy and launch an energy bomb like a laser cannon. 3. Strengthen Transformation LV1. Strengthen your own abilities and make your skills more powerful. 4. Flying LV1. As the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. Skill points, 9. Cards, 4-star Weird Vaccine Man, 4-star Weird Desire Judge. Warm reminder, 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. Wang Feng was overjoyed. He finally hoarded a few skills. What's more perfect is that he has reached level 9. As long as he goes up one level, the skill points that have been displayed as a display can come in handy and raise the skills he comprehends to at level 2. He barely had the strength to fight tiger level monsters. Flee. The weirdo came here. The weirdo is crazy. The weirdo is crazy. This is a crazy weirdo. Everyone, run. Just as Wang Feng was stunned, the citizens panicked and yelled to wake him up. Kill, 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 kill all humans. On the streets of M City, a leopard-headed grimace, brown-skinned weird man covered with sharp barbs was madly vandalizing on the street. The weird man has red eyes and a mad look. Judging from his appearance, he has lost his mind, and his mind is full of murder and brutality. This is in prison, suffocated. Wang Feng looked at the weird man who was acting madly in surprise. The usual weird man, no matter how cruel, would at least retain his sense and behave in an orderly manner. The strange man in front of him was like a child who lost his temper. Destroy. Kill. Destroy. Destroy everything in front of it, and even tear it apart along with the monsters. Kill. 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 The strange man slapped the palm of his hand into the wall of the building, slammed his whole body, and broke the wall of the building in half like tearing a piece of paper. Boom! The building lost its pillars and collapsed. The weird man waved his arm and tore the collapsed building into fragments. After the building was completely destroyed, he continued to rush forward. Oh, whether you are crazy, please enjoy my energy bomb. Wang Feng took a deep breath and slowly raised his hands in a posture of spreading his hands. The two palms absorbing the energy of the heaven and the earth arbitrarily, gradually forming two energy light balls. At this moment, looking from a distance, I saw Wang Feng like a street lamp pole, with two large light bulbs hanging on him, dazzling. It is certain that the light bulbs are high power. Hey, is the battle going to begin? King, get ready for death. Sonic's eyes flashed with a hint of excitement, his palms held the samurai sword behind his back, his whole body condensed, his eyes fixed on Wang Feng, ready to issue a fatal sword at any time. At the same time, head, what you said is right. As long as you follow the ghost level weirdo, you will definitely find King. Now, King is about to come into contact with the ghost level weirdo. I think their battle will begin soon. Crossbow Arrow put down the sight glasses and reported the observation to the Killer Command. The Killer Commander nodded slightly, and remotely commanded, Cold Front, Sharp Blade, Shadow. You check whether there are any problems with the special weapons we prepared specially for King in your hands. If there are problems, report them in time. If there are no problems, do it now. Sniper preparation. Yes, head. Lang Feng received. Clear. Several cold voices appeared in the communicator commanded by the killer one after another. Very well. The fireworks celebrating the success of the assassination of King tonight have been set off in advance. This time we must kill King, otherwise, our face and reputation in the killer world will be completely lost. Crossbow Arrow smiled cruelly. Head, don't worry, the game you carefully designed for King is perfect. Even if King has 3 heads and 6 arms, he will never escape. Don't be careless. King is not an ordinary person, he is the strongest man on the surface. The Killer Command solemnly said. We must pay attention to him 200%, otherwise, if we dare to underestimate King, even if we do a perfect plan may fall short. Yes, head, kill, kill, kill. The crazy weird desperately destroyed everything. Houses, people, cars. As long as something appeared in front of him, none of them were spared from being destroyed. Taste my energy bomb. Wang Feng saw that the strange man was 30 meters away. He held up 2 bulbs in his palm and threw it at the strange man. The energy bomb drew a perfect parabola in the air, and then, lost. The actual direction he threw and fired the energy bomb for the first time deviated greatly from his own imagination, and the energy bomb fell directly 10 meters away from the strange man. Boom! An explosion sounded, and a large amount of dust threw up the dim street. Ahem! Sonic coughed a few times, vomited a few mouthfuls of dust, and quickly moved from the dark street to the hiding place. At the same time, he was frightened. King has such a keen sense of smell. When confronting a ghost-level weirdo, I can still find me hiding. I just wanted to get closer and then give him a lethal knife. I never expected it, but moved a little bit forward, and immediately exposed the trail. It was terrifying. I have never seen a guy with such a keen sense of smell. The strongest man on the surface is indeed well deserved, but he showed a innocent, strange smile. I won't give up. The ninja itself is a tough samurai. How could I give up because of this little setback? King, your life, I will take it. He turned around and walked into the dark corner again, slowing down his breathing as much as possible to hide his breath and body shape. Is this the strength of the king? It's terrifying. Perhaps it is such a powerful force that makes some villainous people fearful, and then sends someone to assassinate you. But don't worry, as long as I'm still alive, I will definitely protect you. Oh, whether you need it or not, I will fulfill my mission, just as you desperately complete your heroic mission. Hill sat in his private car, lit a cigarette, took a puff, and then slowly spit out the smoke ring, so that the white smoke made his firm face hazy and hard to see. Head, what is the king doing? When the weirdo is in his front direction, how can he attack other places? Moreover, the strength of the king. With a single blow, several tall buildings are gone. The killer commander did not answer the questions of his subordinates at the first time, but glanced around with the binoculars. After a while, he looked solemnly and said, "Besides us, there are still people who want to take King's life." Although he did not see clearly Sonic's appearance, but a little shadow was vaguely caught. That person is a master. The reason why King attacked other places, I am afraid that he has noticed that person's trace. Head, did the employer hire another killer? HMPH, we don't need to care about him. As long as the king dies in our hands, 500 million will still be ours. The killer commander snorted with an ugly face. They missed twice. The employer didn't trust them to hire another killer to be completely reasonable. In addition to dissatisfaction in his heart, he could only speed up and erase King from the world. Ha ha. Wang Feng watched his deviated energy bomb attack. His mouth twitched slightly. MMP. Fortunately there was no one around, otherwise it would be embarrassing for people to see his shooting skills so bad. Little did he know that there were more than a dozen pairs of eyes staring at him. Of course, after using the Vaccine Man card, Wang Feng did not kill the quartet like a Vaccine Man, because he possessed the attributes and skills of the Vaccine Man, and he did not have combat experience and skills. He is now in the same situation as a child shooting the basket for the first time, with his eyes fixed on the basket, but when he actually shoots, the direction of the basketball flight is very different from what he imagined. However, for basketball, if you practice more, your accuracy will naturally improve. He took a deep breath, and several small, energy bombs hovered out of thin air around his body. He glanced at the weird man he had just attacked, tried to adjust the launching direction of the energy bombs, and continued firing. Boom, boom. After adjusting the launch direction this time, the deviation was even greater. Did King lock my breath? A shadow suddenly appeared in the place where the energy bomb was bombed. It was Sonic that had just been hidden. He looked surprised. Can anyone in the world lock my breath? Why am I? I feel that one eye is always looking at me, leaving me with nothing to hide, nothing to hide. It's terrifying. Is this the mysterious and powerful strength of the strongest man on the surface? Oh, if I were an assassin, the way to fight was sneak attack. I'm afraid I don't have the courage to fight face to face with King. It's suffocating to think about it. Fortunately, I am a messenger hiding in the shadows, King. Until then, I will kill you. Well, this time is not bad, it's already near the weirdo. Wang Feng's eyes lit up. He was greatly encouraged, his palm raised, and several small energy bombs for testing appeared, and his fingers pointed in the direction of the weird. Boom, he exploded several times in a row. Why didn't I blow me up these few times? Sonic was very puzzled, hiding in the dark. Is it just because the king bombed me inexplicably? No, there are other killers. Sonic moved and quickly came to one of the places that Wang Feng had just bombed. He found a figure under the ruins and a special gun that looked like a sniper rifle beside him. His pupils shrank. It turned out that King was not chaotic. Yes, but there are still other assassins around. King locked several assassins around at the same time. He is just one of them. It's too terrifying. It's amazing to lock a breath. However, King easily locks at the same time. He had a few breaths, and attacked according to the breath position. Strong, too strong, and strong caused a cold sweat on his forehead. The roof is more than 30 meters away. The head, the poisonous needle, and the slingshot have been sacrificed. The crossbow arrow stared at the location of the poisonous needle and the slingshot ambush with the binoculars, and found that the poisonous needle and the slingshot had disappeared, and there was no response to the call in the communicator. He knew the poisonous needle, and the slingshot is mostly over. King's sense of smell is too keen, and there are little clues around. He will immediately find out. The killer commander slammed the roof railing and ordered, "Everyone retreat 10 meters back, absolutely can't expose their position for no reason." NS. Yes. Receive. Lang Feng understands. There were a few deliberately low-voiced answers from the killer command. It was obvious that Lang Feng and the others were also frightened by King's keen sense of smell. They did not dare to make too much noise and retreated quietly to avoid being spotted by King. Well, all fell around the weirdo, and occasionally I fell more than 10 meters away. I am still not very proficient, but it doesn't matter. Practice a lot and one day you will become a sharpshooter, but this weirdo actually tested me. The energy bomb was indifferent, and he really lost his mind. He only relies on instinct to drive the body to wreak havoc. Hey, such a non-resisting weird person is just what I want, and it happens to be used as a live target to practice energy ejection. Wang Feng made up his mind, raised his palm, and pinched out a few small energy bombs again. Following his palm, the energy bombs shot in several directions. Call out. Boom. King has really locked my breath. Sonic, who was inexplicably blown out again, swayed a few times in the dark, and then went straight to the weirdo. Since it's locked, then even hide it won't help to go to other places. It's better to hide beside the weirdo. As long as you continue to attack me, you will inevitably attract the hatred of the weirdo. Then, hey, after you fight the weirdo, can you remain 100% alert to me? Curious, very curious, King. Call out. Just as Sonic was preparing to laugh, naively, an energy bomb lost towards him, and he sneered, sure enough, my guess is correct. King has locked me in. As long as I don't leave, no matter where I hide, I can't avoid your attack, but next time I see if you will continue to attack me. He immediately showed a weird signature smile, his figure flickered, disappeared from the energy bomb, and when he reappeared, he was already behind the weird person. The speed was really amazing. Well, it feels almost done. On the other side, after adjusting the launching direction several times, Wang Feng gradually learned some tricks. He narrowed his eyes, staring at the weird man, and suspended a few small, energy bombs for practicing hands again. After the energy bombs formed, he waved his hand, pointed at the weird person, and yelled softly, "Go!" Several energy bombs quickly flew towards the weird. Rumble. An explosion sounded. Roar. However, the eccentric was not eliminated as he wished, and the eccentric seemed to be irritated and roared like a muffled thunder. Hey, King, you really got the trick. Sonic smiled. Naively, next, in your fight with weirdos, let me end you. The killer commander of Want Killer Group also lifted up his spirits, and said solemnly, everyone is ready. The best time to shoot is about to come. Don't miss this opportunity created by our hard work. Clear. The killers answered in unison in the communicator. Then the sound of Kaka's gun fiddling came over. HMPH, King, you can't escape this time. A sharp light flashed in the killer commander's eyes. Kill, kill, ho ho ho. The weird man is completely crazy. The eyes are no longer crimson, but blood red. The eyeballs and whites of the eyes are all covered by blood, and the eyes become bloody. He is covered with bloodline Madara. Although Wang Feng's small power bomb just now does not destroy the weirdo, but also inflicts serious injuries on the weirdo. Wang Feng stared at the crazy weird, expressionless, his left foot stepped forward, and his hands formed a calyx shape, placing the calyx hand on his waist, gradually gathering a ball of light in the palms of his hands. This is tortoise-style Qigong. Sonic, who took the opportunity to hide, watched King's every move, adjusting his breathing frequently, keeping his body at its peak anytime and anywhere. Everyone, get ready, install the ice needle, keep calm, aim at the King calmly, rest assured, as long as you get a shot, the King will be torn to pieces by the weirdos, no matter how you look at it, the biggest win is I believe, we will have the last laugh. The killer command used words to dispel the tension in the killers' hearts and ensure that the action was foolproof. The ice needles in the modified guns of the killers are special ice needles that have been fused with super powerful anesthetics. As long as one of the ice needles penetrates into the human body, it will quickly melt into the blood of the target and the anesthetic will take effect immediately. Putting people under general anesthesia in a few seconds, making it difficult to move, is a gift specially prepared for King by the killer commander. When planning this assassination operation, he learned the lessons of the previous two failures. He was afraid that the bullet would not kill the King. He was also worried that the artillery movement would be too big for the King to detect in advance and escape, so he deliberately prepared these special ice needles. Roar! The weird roared wildly, his bloody eyes stared at Wang Feng, and two white mists spurted out of his nostrils. It shook his whole body, and his whole body was barbed free of its restraints, and shot at Wang Feng like 1,000 arrows. The dense barbs looked at him. People feel numb. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched slightly, and he drank. Turtle pie, explosive energy bomb. His palm violently pushed the blue energy in his palm onto the strange man. The energy bomb flew out, swallowing the weird barbs and destroying them into ashes along the way. Chance. Opportunity. Do it. The first time Wang Feng attacked the strange man, Sonic and the Killer Commander's eyes flashed at the same time. King, I'm very sorry, I took your life. Sonic's figure flickered, and he appeared above Wang Feng's back in an instant, holding the samurai sword behind his back in his palm, revealing an innocent, weird smile. Looks like someone is behind me saying that I am handsome. Wang Feng had a vaccine man card possessed, his hearing rose greatly, and the sound of Sonic's flicking reached his ears. He looked back suspiciously and saw that Sonic was lying behind him. Hey, a familiar pseudo-mother, he is. Sonic. Wang Feng was surprised. How could Sonic, who fell in love with Saitama, appeared in M-City? Call out. There were several slight wind-breaking noises in the air. Puff. Suddenly, the sound of a few sharp weapons wafting in the air. Well, Sonic, who was about to assassinate King, after Wang Feng turned his head and glared at him, he felt pain in several parts of his body inexplicably, as if he had been bitten by a mosquito. However, what frightened him was that his body was not affected by him. Controlled, you must know that he is an excellent ninja. As a ninja, especially an excellent ninja, he has extraordinary control over his body. But now he finds that his body is out of his control, froze in midair, his hands and feet are numb, and he gradually loses consciousness. He feels that his whole body has disappeared. He became a puppet who only retained the ability to think. Boom. In this case, he naturally fell from the air, went up to the sky like a firework smashing through the sky, and landed quickly, seemingly just to show his face and sell a cute and familiar face. Oh, what kind of show is this? Do you wrestle? Wang Feng's situation with Sonic was that Monk Zhong-er couldn't figure it out, frowning and staring at Sonic, whose face changed. Boom. At this time, his energy bomb bombarded the strange man, directly blasting the strange man into scum. Ding, there are convertible cards nearby. Please host to convert. The system prompt went online on time, indicating that the ghost-level weirdo who made soy sauce had died. King, what is your look? Pity. Contempt. Sonic, I won't be easily knocked down, I must take your life. Sonic was lying on the ground, his whole body paralyzed, only his eyes could turn. He swept Wang Feng's gaze from the corner of his eye, his heart was furious, and he used his years of ninja perseverance to control his body while slowly pulling out the samurai behind him. Knife, struggling to stand up. King, even if I die, I will die with dignity. He gritted his teeth, stared at Wang Feng, and slowly got up. Oh, what's the situation with this person? Why do you look like you want to kill me? Is he a killer hired by others to kill me? No, if Sonic is a killer, then he should launch an assassination with a blank face. Which killer would resent an unknown target? So why does Sonic hate me so much? Did I accidentally blow him up when I tested the direction of the energy bomb? Wang Feng stared at Sonic, who was full of murderous intent and confusion. He didn't understand, and suddenly realized that maybe he really exploded Sonic when he experimented with energy bombs. This explains why Sonic hates him so much. Well, I haven't been in contact with Sonic before. How could he come to kill me for no reason? It turned out to be the mistake I just committed. After he figured out the joints, he said sincerely to Sonic, "Sorry, I didn't see you just now. Are you okay?" "No, didn't see me." Wang Feng's words seemed to have inserted a sharp blade into Sonic's heart. He stiffened, and his anger became more and more. "King, you are too arrogant. Even, you said that you didn't let me go from beginning to end. In my eyes, Sonic is an excellent ninja who graduated from Ninja Village. How dare you disdain me?" He was so angry that his chest was ups and downs, staring at Wang Feng fiercely, holding the katana in both hands, trying his best to overcome the body anesthesia, and slowly stood up with difficulty and struggle. As that, the killer, Hill, who also monitors Wang Feng's situation at any time, saw Sonic appear, his heart clenched, and his palm subconsciously held the gun. However, the next second, Sonic stiffened from the air and dropped him suddenly, making him look again. When the blue veins on Sonic's face were inexplicably protruding, as if he was still unable to stand up with all his strength, he immediately took a breath. Is it the result of the king's coercion? There really are such strong people in the world, who can be crushed by his momentum alone. Out of breath, It's too shocking. Does such a strong man need my protection? No, he may not need my protection, but, as a policeman, I must protect him, even if my behavior looks so ridiculous to outsiders, but that's so what. No matter what happens, I will always accomplish my mission as a policeman to protect the lives and property of citizens. At the same time, Want Killer Group. Head, our ice needles were all blocked by that person, and none of them hit King. Did that guy come to kill King or make trouble? The killer commander recognized at a glance that Sonic was the figure bombed by Wong Feng just now, and he bitterly said, no matter what, everyone replace the spare ice needles and shoot again. As long as we hit the King, we still have a chance. Turn it over. Yes, the killers responded in unison, and replaced the spare ice needles. According to the original plan of the Killer Command, when the King confronted the stranger, they collectively shot ice needles at the King. As long as the King got a shot, his whole body would be paralyzed, and then torn to pieces by the stranger. There was no need for them to continue to shoot. It's just that his plan that he thought was flawless was destroyed because of Sonic's appearance. Fortunately, he made a backup plan. Once the weirdo was killed or the shot was missed, the second round of shooting would be carried out. As long as King was anesthetized, he had to isn't it what they want to kill. Head, we are ready. Okay, aim, prepare, shoot. The Killer Command rhythmically directs the sniping behavior of each killer under his team. Shoo, a few slight cracking sounds came out again. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.